The field and our play-by-play team.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it.
It's high school football on the Q92 Sports Network. Presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Football, catch the fever.
From Lake High School, it's time for high school football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92. Tonight, it's the Canton McKinley Bulldogs, 5-2, 4-0 in the Federal League, and the Lake Blue Streaks at 5-2 and 1-2. The teams meeting for the 21st time tonight. McKinley has won the last 9 in the series, and they lead it all time 16-4. They took last year's matchup 29-22, going up 23-7 at halftime and holding on through a mistake-filled second half. And Lake and McKinley tonight with a big report being our injury report, which we'll have for you a little bit later, which concerns a lot of top players for the Lake Blue Streaks who come in very much hamstrung tonight. McKinley beating Hoover in overtime last week, 28-21 in the game you heard here on Q92. And Lake, a loser at Jackson last week by a score of 24-14. We'll come back and we'll have the previews of the other games tonight here on Q92 and AM 1310 WDPN. And we'll also have a word with the head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks, Dan DeGeorge. That's all coming up as we get set for Lake and McKinley coming up. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
It's an EBC rivalry matchup tonight here in the University of Mount Union, home of the Alliance Aviators, as they get ready to host the 7-0 West Branch Warriors tonight here on AM 1310 WDPN. West Branch comes into tonight's game with a 7-0 record and a perfect 2-0 record in conference play so far. This team is steamrolling towards the playoffs in Division IV Region 13. The stats are insane for West Branch quarterback J.R. Thomas, who's thrown for over 1,300 yards this season, 23 touchdowns to only 1 interception. He's also rushed for 678 yards and 9 rushing TDs on the season, followed up by leading rusher Boston Malnix, who's closing in on 700 yards this season and 8 rushing touchdowns. And their star receivers, Joey Jackson and Anthony Perry, each have over 20 receptions, over 400 yards, and both have 9 touchdown receptions this year. The Alliance Aviators committed tonight's game with a 2-5 record and a 1-1 record in the EBC. Last week, the Aviators came up short on the road against Carrollton, 31-21. But after starting 0-3 on the season, the Aviators are 2-2 in their last 4 games. The offense has been improved since switching J.R. Jackson from wide receiver to quarterback. Since taking over, JR's gone 49 for 84 for 700 yards passing, 6 touchdowns with only 1 interception. He's also rushed on the season for 286 yards and 1 rushing touchdown. The Aviators' running attack is led by junior Rayvon Hawkins, who has over 500 yards and 6 rushing
When I was
this
going
season.
like this with my
Receiver, J.R. Jackson's main target is junior number 8, Sharon Blair, who's pulled in 31 receptions for over 300 yards and 2 touchdowns this season. The Aviators will have their hands full as they trot Dan West Branch their first loss of the 2024 season. You can hear it all tonight right here on AM 1310 WDPN, and of course streaming live at Q92radiosports.com. From the University of Mount Union, I'm Christian Bigglesworth for Q92 Sports.
Good evening, everyone. This is Jay Wilhelm with Q92
log in to
the bar. The Canton South Wildcats come into town to take on the Fairless
Just like a Zoom
in
call.
this Week 8 matchup.
I don't know if that
Canton
would.
South comes in with a record of 2-5, 1-2 in conference play. They started the season with back-to-back losses before winning 2 straight.
Yeah, I don't
Life
know.
after record-setting quarterback Poochie Snyder has been tough as the Wildcats have dropped 3 straight, including last week's home game against Triway, 28-12. They'll look to get back into the win column here tonight. Fairless enters this
Who
week
won? I wasn't even paying attention.
sitting at 3-4, 0-3 in conference play. They started off the season strong, going 3-0. However, the Falcons have fallen back to earth as they've lost 4 straight, including last week's loss to CVCA by a score of 38-7. They come back home and, like tonight's opponent, look to get back to winning in this Pac-7 showdown. One of these ball clubs will attempt to salvage their season tonight, and the other would have to start building for next year. Kickoff is scheduled for 7 p.m. Live from Fred Grideweiser Stadium in Navarre, I'm Jay Wilhelm, Q92 Sports.
Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's fastest growing automotive group with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio, featuring top brands like Chevy, Ford, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and more. Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. Visit Sarshone today or see the selection of thousands of new and used vehicles at sarshone.com. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
Welcome to Week 8 of the high school football season. In this Week 8 matchup, we will have a battle of Division I, Region I foes and conference rivals as the winless 0-7 and 0-4 in the Federal League Glen Oak Golden Eagles travel to take on the 4-3 and 2-1 in the Federal League Jackson Polar Bears. Glen Oak is tied for last in 17th in Division I, Region I, with Jackson sitting comfortably in the playoffs in 6th place with the top 16 teams in each region making the playoffs. The Golden Eagles have struggled all season and are looking to avoid going winless for the second time in 5 years. Glen Oak was shut out again last week, 35-0 against Green, and it was the 4th time they've been shut out this year. They have only been able to muster 20 points all season, where one of those scores came on the defensive side. The other 2 scores have been the one positive for this Glen Oak squad by senior dual-threat quarterback Adrian Burt, who scored both on the ground. Glen Oak will have their hands full again as they will face a Polar Bear squad that has now won 4 of their last 5 after starting 0-2. The Polar Bears are led by Lucas Eckerman at quarterback, who has 1,075 yards, 11 touchdowns, and 4 interceptions. His favorite target is Noah Colando with 25 catches for 558 yards and 6 touchdowns. Jackson has also been able to get it going on the ground this season, led by Christian Satterfield with 638 yards and 4 touchdowns. The Polar Bears were able to rattle off 2 straight wins in Federal League play to pull into 3rd place, and with a win tonight, they still have a chance for a Federal League title with a battle against McKinley next week. Will Glen Oak be able to get into the win column for the first time this season, or will Jackson continue their winning ways? Only way to find out is by tuning in to Q92radiosports.com. For Q92 Sports, I'm Ian Herman.
It's Week 8 of the OHSAA football season, and tonight we are in Leopardtown as Louisville takes on Uniontown Green. The Leopards last week lost 23-16 at Canfield with quarterback Tate Aljancic throwing 21 times, completing 11 of those passes for 121 yards. Quinn Burdick also had a good performance with 1 touchdown in the loss. Going to the running back department.
You're hearing the computer right now.
2 weeks ago, Owen DiMarzio, 19 carries, 104 yards, and a score. Last week, only 33 yards on 10 carries. Look for a bounce back for the star running back. Green, all time against Louisville, 2-3. They look to notch the series back up at 3 tonight as they are 25-point favorites heading in. Led by Tyson Honka, the Bulldogs are ready to bark back and get their 6th win of the year, while the Leopards look to leap to 500. Tune in at Q92radiosports.com to not miss a snap of the action. For Q92 Sports, I am Nathan Smee.
Finding the right space to open or relocate your business can mean the difference between success and failure. The real estate professionals at Putman Properties will help find the perfect commercial property to suit your needs. Putman Properties specializes in office, retail, warehouse, manufacturing, investment, and multifamily residential real estate. Looking to sell your commercial real estate? Putman Properties marketing professionals will utilize local, regional, and national networks developed over 30 years to command the highest yield available. Contact Putman Properties at 330-498-4400 or visit them online at putmanproperties.com.
Technically a non-league game tonight, but still a big game between Northwest and CVCA as they will meet in Week 8 of the high school football season. It used to be a Pac-7 matchup. This year it is not, as CVCA is no longer in the Pac-7, but Northwest playing a really good Division III Region 9 team that is almost assured to make the playoffs. For CVCA, they've been led this season by their outstanding junior running back Joey Kopech. On the year, he's carried the ball 95 times for 651 yards and 4 scores. He's also caught 9 balls for 146 yards. CVCA's other strength, how good they are defensively, and especially against the pass, giving up just 98 yards per game through the air. They've also forced 13 turnovers as a defense. As for Northwest, well, Chase Badger, their quarterback, their senior, has been outstanding. 21 passing touchdowns to 3 interceptions, over 1,800 yards. The leading rusher on the team with 482 yards rushing and 6 touchdowns. And the Northwest Indians are 6-1 and sit in a good place in Division IV Region 13 at 7th. Should they win tonight, they'll get a bump in computer rankings points and have a better shot of hosting a first-round game here at Smilex Stadium. It's CVCA at 5-2 against 6-1. Northwest tonight at Northwest. We'll have the game for you on Q92radiosports.com. For Q92 Sports, I'm John Bozica.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members. With a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
Back here on Q92 as we get ready for the Lake Blue Streaks and the Canton McKinley Bulldogs in a big Federal League matchup. And we're talking with the head coach of the Blue Streaks, Dan DeGeorge. And, Coach, your team takes on McKinley tonight in another tough Federal League game. First of all, let's take a little time to talk about last week's game against Jackson. It seemed like that game kind of turned around in a short amount of time, and you weren't really able to catch back up.
Yeah, we had some opportunities last week versus Jackson, but give them credit. They did some really good things, particularly throwing the ball. Early on, we were there hanging around for a while and just made, unfortunately, too many mistakes. Got a couple key injuries as well that put us behind the 8 ball even more. But, Jackson got after us, so we got to respond this week, have another huge test, obviously, with McKinley. But we're gonna do our best to put a quality team on the field.
You talk about some injuries. Where do you turn as far as your team leadership is concerned to try to make sure that the rest of the team doesn't go down when other people go down, at least emotionally?
Sure, yeah. I mean, our seniors and our captains are the guys that lead us. And, football's a tough game. You're always going to have injuries, so you can't use that as an excuse. And, the one positive, if you can find something from losing a couple guys to injuries, it does give other kids opportunities to play. So you talk about, waiting your turn and being ready to go. So hopefully some of those guys have done the work and put themselves in a position to play well for us. And you hate to lose guys because it affects your team and how you go through practice. But at the end of the day, man, football, correlates with life, and you're going to have adversity, and you gotta battle through it. And that's what we're trying to do.
Last week, took on a Jackson team that has, skilled players. They can throw the ball. They can run the ball. Play a team this week in McKinley that also can be very explosive offensively. Are there any similarities between the two teams, or do they get it done differently?
Yeah, they're both good teams. They're both well coached. I mean, I think that's everyone in the league. So, Jackson threw the ball all around on us last night. We didn't have a good night in the secondary. McKinley's going to, I think, run the ball a little bit more. But they have athletic guys, a very good quarterback that can throw the ball deep too. So we got to keep it in front of us. We got to play more consistent defensively, create some turnovers, and hope the ball bounces our way a few times.
Your team coming in 5-2, of course, you've done well this season. You've got a lot to play for the rest of this year, besides just what happens Friday night, besides the Federal League season. You're probably thinking about what happens after Week 10.
at least a little bit. So do you talk about that, or do you approach your team saying, what happens this week is what happens? We've got a bigger picture.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's always in the back of your mind. You obviously want to make the postseason. But for us, I mean, we really take the approach of trying to go 1-0 each week. And if you just concentrate on that week, the rest of the things will take care of themselves. But we have 3 very, very tough games left. We're taking them one at a time. And but no, in the back of our mind, no, we got to get 2 of those probably to be playing week 11. And that's the ultimate goal. So hopefully we can get that accomplished.
That's Dan DeGeorge. He's the head coach of the Lake Blue Streaks. They take on McKinley this week. Coach, good luck, and thanks for your time.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Get into SARTA and get SARTA Smart. Not SARTA Smart. SARTA Smart. Did you know we have 32 fixed routes? Just think of all the places that'll take you. So many of your SARTA destinations to shop, eat, entertain, have fun, learn, and earn. Catch any of them at our 4 transit centers. You'll find them in Alliance, Belden Village, Canton, and Massillon. That's how you get into SARTA and get SARTA Smart. Visit sartaonline.com/smart.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Welcome back to Lake Blue Streak Stadium. Clint Scroggs and Brian Beatty, along with Ryan Bevere, as it is senior night for the marching band, and it looks like about half the band is seniors this year. They got a lot to replace for next year. I just got to worry about that as a coach. I guess you got to worry about that as a band leader as well. But so we're going to go on according to the clock, probably about 3, 4, 5 minutes after the top of the hour tonight. So we have McKinley and Lake. McKinley at 5-2, 4-0 in the Federal League. They can clinch at least a tie for the league title with a win tonight. Lake 5-2 and 1-2. Their 2 conference losses at Perry and last week at Jackson. And unfortunately, this week we're going to start out with our Life Care, Family Health, and Dental Care injury report, because the Lake Blue Streaks are the ones who are really feeling it this week. They're going to be without 2 of their top players, maybe 3. We'll find out when the game starts, but starting quarterback Alex Quire and backup quarterback and starting receiver Ty DeGeorge are both out for tonight's game. Quire suffering a knee injury, and DeGeorge didn't find out specifically, but everybody just talking about how he got banged up in the game against Jackson last week, especially late in the game. And so they were without their top 2 quarterbacks last week. They were also without, for a time, their top receiver, Ethan Hunt. And I think he's about a game-time decision for the Lake Blue Streaks tonight, who really need this victory. But third-string quarterback, he was 4 of 10 last week, I believe, Luke Whitaker, in the game against Jackson. So a little experience, a full week of practice. I get the feeling that Dan DeGeorge is going to try to pull out all the stops tonight and anything that he may have seen or remembered from coaching to try to get some first downs and some points tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Dan DeGeorge is, I think, the longest tenured coach in Stark County. So he's been around for a while, has a great coaching staff underneath him, and he'll have the kids ready. These Lake kids are always ready to play. It's going to be a big thing on the defensive side. I think they need to put pressure on McKinley early, get them behind the stick, get them in second and long situations. So, yeah, it should be a great ball game. And like you said, with so many teams making the playoffs, these, you can really grow and figure out where you're at right now and looking for a great game.
Well, McKinley, we saw them last week. They took on North Canton Hoover over at Benson Stadium, and they had to go to overtime to win that game 28-21. Jamar Johnson, 77 yards rushing and 2 touchdowns. Darius Hill, the leading receiver, with 8 catches for 95. Hill leading the team in receiving yards with 333 and in touchdowns with 4. Quarterback Cam Montgomery seemingly growing into his spot there as the leader of the offense for Canton McKinley's just gotten a little bit better each week, and he looks very confident out there. He's completing nearly 63% of his throws. He went over 1,000 yards passing for the season last week. And it was kind of, if I'd had a chance to talk to Antonio Hall this week, seemed like it was kind of the Bulldogs season in a nutshell. 2 great scoring drives in the first period. They looked right on top of things. Second and third periods, sluggish, a lot of penalties, just not a good showing. Then in the fourth quarter, Hoover played well. They were moving the football, but McKinley made a couple of big plays and then did what they had to do in overtime to get the W, which is what you're out there for in the first place. But it's I know Antonio Hall's frustrated with not playing 4 quarters, and that was what we saw last week.
Yeah, it's, especially, just the difficult penalties in different situations that, put them behind the sticks. But once again, like you said, 4 quarters, that's what they need to do. This league, they got a chance, to at least have a share of it tonight. But, their goals is to beat Massillon and then make a playoff run. And, for them to do that, they need to clean things up. And, you mentioned Cam Montgomery. What a great kid. What a very intelligent kid. And just watching him, throughout the season, he's grown each week, and look for him to have another impressive showing tonight.
They got 12 tackles and a recovered fumble from Demare McClellan, who is the second leading tackler behind his brother, Dante McClellan, on the Bulldogs defense. And they also got the big 99-yard interception return for Brian Ingram, which stopped a Hoover drive and got points for the Bulldogs at a time when it looked like Hoover was taking control of that ball game. But 12 more penalties, 98 yards. They're averaging more than 10 penalties a game, and something that they need to clean up. I mean, it is week 8. At a certain point, you have to say, we need to get past growing and getting more discipline. We need to be at a certain point by this time of the season.
Yeah, you should be focused in by now. Having the goal, as a team, focusing in, cleaning up the little things. But, that's just the trouble they've had all season. They've really relied on that big play, in different games, the interception and the returns that way. And, you're not going to get that every game. So far they have, but, they can't rely on that if they want to make the statement that I know Antonio wants to make.
Lake lost to Jackson last week, 24-14. There was a stretch in that game where there were touchdowns on 3 consecutive plays. Tied to George, an 80-yard touchdown run to put Lake up 7-3 late in the first. Jackson followed with a 76-yard TD pass on their first play from scrimmage. Then when Lake got the ball back, they had an intercepted pass run back for a touchdown, so Jackson led 17-7. We mentioned both Ty to George, Alex Squire going down in that game. Ethan Hunt also being injured. He leads the team with 26 catches for 354 yards and 4 touchdowns. Charlie Christopher is the big name for the Lake Blue Streaks. He leads the team in rushing and in tackles. Not a lot of people do that, at least not at the Division II level. You might see that a little bit farther down, but that's an amazing story in itself. He also has 13 tackles for loss and 5 sacks this season. We'll see if they have anything special in the playbook for him tonight and what Dan DeGeorge plans to do going with what looks like Luke Whitaker, their third-string quarterback. Could we see some wishbone? Could we see some single wing, some flying wedge? I don't know what we might see tonight.
Yeah, I don't know how, off his offensive philosophy is going to get away from. They're a pounding team. They're a physical team. And, Christopher's going to pound it. They, I'm not sure how Whitaker throws the ball. They might try to open it up a little bit, but, they got wide outs down. But I think it really relies on their defense tonight, to put pressure on McKinley, get the turnovers, get field position, not have those long drives all night. And, yeah, like I said, next man up. That's football.
That's what coaches always say when they have injury situation. We've been here for playoff games in the past, and actually regular season games. Down, distance, spot on the field, it doesn't really matter. Dan DeGeorge is going to run the ball, pound the rock, as they say, and usually works out for him one way or another. This has been a very successful program, and we expect they're going to put up a good fight tonight. Take another time out here, and we'll come back to Lake as we get ready for the Bulldogs and the Blue Streaks. Coming your way, you're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
By choosing Life Care Family Health and Dental in Canton as your medical home, you'll have access to a variety of integrated health services, including dental, vision, women's health, children's health, and behavioral health. LifeCare's goal is to provide comprehensive and coordinated medical care to maximize health outcomes for you and your family. If you are sick, we have same-day appointments for our current patients. For information on how to become a new patient, visit lifecarefhoc.org. At LifeCare Family Health and Dental, you will never get turned away.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Canton McKinley Bulldogs taking the field on the far side. Their mascot, Troy, leading them out on the field. And the Bulldogs tonight will be in the white jerseys with red numbers, black letters, red and black stripes on the sleeves, red pants with the black, white, and red down the sides. Lake will be in the traditional home uniforms, the blue, the royal blue jerseys, white numbers and letters trimmed in red, white pants with red and blue stripes down the side. The Bulldogs will be wearing the black helmets tonight, and Lake will have the blue helmets. And now we'll have our national anthem. All right, we are about ready to go as Lake and McKinley get set. As we said, we're late getting started because of the senior night activities, and so we already have a score on the SARTA scoreboard, and that's West Branch 7, Alliance nothing. And here come the Blue Streaks. Other games going on tonight. Green is at Louisville. East Canton at Tuscarawas Central Catholic. Marlington is at Minerva. Kennedy is at St. Thomas Aquinas. Glen Oak at Jackson. Canton South at Fairless. Hoover is at Perry. Richmond Heights at Central Catholic. Tusselaw at Orville. Sandy Valley at Claymont. West Branch at Alliance, and CVCA at Northwest are other games in the area this evening. McKinley won the toss, and they have deferred to the second half. The Lake starting lineup, as we received it this week, will have Troy Glasgow at center, the guards Tommy Lombardi and Ryan Lippy, the tackles Cohen Stull and Owen Snyder. Quarterback is Luke Whitaker. Running backs Charlie Christopher and Davis Matson, as well as Gavin Salswimmer. Receivers Luke McClure and Chase Fuller, and the tight end Braden Mitchell. Kicking off for Canton McKinley tonight will be Thomas Mankowski, who wears number 1. He's a junior.
Back deep for your Blue Streaks, number 22, Chase Fuller, number 32, Charlie Christopher.
And not sure what we're waiting for. We're already late. The officials are huddled at the 50-yard line. The players are out on the field. Thomas Mankowski has his tee on the ground waiting for the ball. And now the officials going to break up the huddle, it looks like, and head to their positions.
Football fans, a balmy 63 degrees here at Blue
Two
Street
back
Stadium.
deep for the Blue Streaks, standing around their 10-yard line. Mankowski, an accurate kicker, but not necessarily a boomer. And we are just about ready to go, I hope.
A lot of anticipation for this kickoff.
The crowd is pretty much all here. So here we go. Mankowski kicks it. A low liner to the near side. It's going to be Christopher taking it on the 8-yard line. It's going to start across the field. Out across the 15 and hogtied around the 20-yard line. One there for the Bulldogs is Adonis Kelly, a sophomore. And we'll check out what Lake has to say on this first possession. They'll be going from our right to our left, away from the scoreboard at Lake Blue Streak Stadium, the Jeff Durbin scoreboard. On first down. Looks like Whitaker is under center. They have a wing right. They have two tight ends, and they're going to go with Christopher running right. And the Bulldogs are there and stop it for very little gain. And taking that snap for the Blue Streaks was Luke Whitaker, 6 feet, 165, a junior. Last week, 4 of 10 for 56 yards. One of his 4 completions was for 32 yards. So no gain on that play, and it'll be second down and 10. Perry with an early 7-0 lead on Hoover, and Green up early 7-0 on Louisville. I formation this time. Give to the second man. Running left, it's Christopher, and he's got a first down. Running straight at the Bulldogs and taking it out to the 33-yard line.
Yeah, nothing special there, just straight power football. It's going to determine up front tonight with both these lines.
Christopher came in tonight with 381 yards rushing, averaging 4.9 a tote and 4 touchdowns. And again, they go with the I formation. This is old-time Lake football right here, with a receiver on either side, the tight end to the right, and Whitaker under center. Still 13 on the play clock. And it's going to be Christopher again. And this time the Bulldogs clog that play up. Shad Davis for McKinley, one of those in on the stop. So it'll be second down, and we'll call it 9. Ball just over the 33-yard line. We're just underway here at Lake. No score. Clint Scroggs and Brian Beatty and Ryan Bevere back among the living tonight. Second and 9. This time they go with the wing right. They go with Christopher running right, and he's going to be grabbed and pulled backwards. First man there for the Bulldogs was 54, who I don't have on my roster. I hate when that happens. You have a 54?
No, I don't. Let's check.
Nope, no idea who that is. Whoever it is made the tackle at the 33, so it'll be 3rd and 10 here for the Blue Streaks. He'll bring 2 bunch to the near side, close to the line of scrimmage. Tight end right, I formation. Delay, play action. Man wide open on the near side, and he dropped it. Pass in and out of the hands of Hunter Patterson, the tight end, who was all by his lonesome on the near side of the field. Started a run before the catch, and just a little anxious there, and cost his team at least a first down and probably 20 or more yards before that one would have ended. But it'll be a punting situation. And Braden Schrock will come in to kick it away for Lake.
Yeah, that would have been a big play for Lake. Just like you said, just took his eyes off it at the last minute. So
Schrock averages 31.8, gets a high spiral to the far side, and it's going to go out of bounds around the McKinley 22-23 yard line. They'll put it on the 24. So that's a 44-yard kick and no return. 9:39 to go in the first quarter. McKinley with the ball for the first time. Their quarterback, Cam Montgomery, the senior, leads his team out onto the field. And as we saw late in the game last week, Jamar Johnson and Nino Hill both in the game. Worked very well in the overtime for the Bulldogs. Led to a score. Here's Johnson getting the handoff, trying to sweep left end, but he's going to be hit and forced out of bounds behind the line of scrimmage. First man there for Lake.
yeah, we saw that in overtime, and we talked about it at the end of the game. That's a nice offense for McKinley, and they have that wing coming in motion there. You can run the option off of that also.
Grady Whitner on the tackle there for the Blue Streaks. So the loss is a couple of yards back to the 22. They'll bring Xavier Harris out wide to the near side along with DJ Britt. They'll have two split to the far left side and one back. Montgomery, quick pitch, far side. It's caught. And a first down, it looks like, for Keith Quincy out to the 35-yard line. Brought down on the play by Braden Schuck. But the Bulldogs get the first down on the 2nd and 12 as the Lake defender way back off the receiver.
Yeah, they were given plenty of room playing off. Just a quick toss out to the left, and that stops their rush.
So Ryan Bevere tells us Dior Garner is 54 for the Bulldogs.
That's what I was just thinking. I see him on the offensive line now also.
Two receivers each way. One comes in motion. It's Quincy. They pitch him the ball, and he's in big trouble, and he's going to go down for a big loss, and the ball comes out. I think they're going to whistle him down at the 24-yard line. The referee, or the 25, the referee never moved. He just kind of started walking forward to where he saw the play had ended. And actually, they're going to spot it up at the 28-yard line. So where his forward progress was stopped is where the play will be ended. But it is a loss of 7 yards on the play for the Bulldogs. It'll be 2nd and 17 now. They lost on their first down play, and again on that one. Montgomery in the pistol, takes the snap, blitz coming, quick throw over the middle, through the hands of the receiver, Britt, crossing the field, couldn't hold it, and it'll be 3rd and long for McKinley.
Got some alligator arms there, kind of pulled up, saw 39 there for Lake, that if he would have caught the ball, took another 2 steps, he probably would have got tackled pretty hard there, but catches you got to make, and these, busted plays early, it's not good for McKinley.
From their 28, 3rd down and 18. 10 as they break the huddle on the play clock. They'll bring Britt to the near side, 2 out to the left. They have a wing right and 1 back. Montgomery back. It's a screen to the near side. Britt juggles, catches, and he can't get away from the pursuit. He'll go down after maybe a 1-yard pickup. First man there for Lake was, again, 39, Grady Whitner, a junior.
Yeah, after that, there was 10 more on top of them. That was a great gang tackle there. They were getting to the ball.
So 2 back deep to receive this punt from McKinley. I think that's Quincy out there getting ready to punt. Seen this a lot lately. He's only about 12 yards behind the line of scrimmage. He takes the snap, no rush, and the kick is away. Nice high end-over-end kick. Fair catch called for, fumbled, and still loose, and McKinley has it on the 26-yard line. Brady Summers was the Lake return man, and he had it just go through his hands. Fell on it for a moment, but was unable to handle it, and a huge turnover there for the Bulldogs. They'll take over on the Lake 25-yard line with 7:20 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, he was fair catching it, but you have to have the other receiver there tell him to fair catch a little bit early. He was a little bit late with that fair catch signal, and by then it was just an end-over-end kick. It was kind of hard to handle and went right through his arms.
5 wide here for McKinley on first down. And we have a stoppage. They have 2 split out to the left side, 3 to the near side right. And Montgomery alone in the backfield. Takes the snap in the pistol. It's a 3-man rush. So he's going to step up, throws it down the middle to the goal line, and it's caught for a touchdown. Zamir Laurie. That's a senior making the touchdown catch for the Bulldogs. Was very close to crossing the line of scrimmage before the throw was made by Montgomery. But just as he got there, he saw a man deep. And right at the goal line, he hit him on the numbers. And the Bulldogs are in the end zone. Montgomery with his 10th touchdown pass of the season. And Laurie with his first TD grab. Now here's Mankowski for the extra point. 18 of 22 on the season. Puts that one up and through. Timeout on the field. 7:13 to go in the first quarter. It's McKinley 7, Lake nothing. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Kent McKinley takes the early lead, 7-0 on the touchdown pass from Montgomery to Laurie. On the Sardis scoreboard, Jackson and Glen Oaks 7-7. Canton South 7-0 over Fairless. Jackson over Glen Oaks 7-0. West Branch up on Alliance 14-0. As Mankowski gets ready to kick it off. And after the kickoff, we'll see if we can send it down to Ryan. And he can tell us more about that punt. Here's Mankowski running it up. Boots it along the ground, and it's bobbled by an up man, taken by another up man. And he gets to about the 34, 35-yard line. That is Kyle Hammer who has it. And Ryan, you were commenting off the air about that punt that was pretty hard to handle.
Yeah, Clint, that punt was high up in the air, and the rotation was the furthest from a spiral. I mean, not even Braylon Edwards would have held on to that one, Clint.
Yeah, that was end over end over end. There was no spiral in that ball at all.
Used to see end over end kicks, but you don't see that very much anymore. Here is Lake on offense, 1st and 10 on their 35, and Whitaker gives to Christopher up the middle, and he's going to get a yard or so. He had one play on that first drive where he picked up good yardage. He got about 10, 11 yards on one play, but everything else has been no gain, maybe a yard.
Yeah, they're just going to keep pounding them, looking for those, and then, find that wheel route. On that last play, with a new quarterback like that, that handoff was up on his shoulder pad. That, that's something, not getting as many reps with the number ones that you see.
Luke Whitaker with an I formation. He fakes the handoff. He's going to roll to the near side. He has the same play open. This time the ball is caught across the 50, 45, 40. And down there is Corey Gatsko-Miller, who made the catch and took it to the McKinley 41-yard line. That was the play they missed on the last possession, but it was open again, and it worked to perfection.
Yeah, they go right back to it. Another counter option up front, and he steps up in behind his tackle and makes a nice throw and the catch this time.
Only his 3rd catch of the season. That one good for about 22 yards. And they go with a run off the left side. And inside the 40, going out of bounds around the 36-yard line. Davis Matson, the junior, who carries for the 41st time this season, 246 yards. And about a 6-yard average. So a little change of pace there for the Blue Streaks, who trail at 7-0, but they have the ball on the McKinley 36 with a 2nd and 5. We're at 5:50 to go in the first quarter. And the give up the middle. Matson again. Got both arms wrapped around the football, and he's going to take it to the 32. Set up a 3rd down and about 1 here for Lake.
Antonio Stevens also on the whole time to the 32-yard line. 3rd down in the short line.
Third down and 1. Man comes in motion. They go with the run up the middle. Christopher has to hop to his left to avoid a blocker and a tackler, and he's able to fall forward to the 30-yard line for the 1st down. Garner got into the backfield there and nearly broke that play up, but Christopher was able to make a nice move and pick up just enough for the 1st down.
Yeah, nice little side step by Christopher there, just to avoid the first tackler and get what he needed for the 1st down. Move the sticks.
Now they have Matson in as the one taking the snap. He'll hand it off to Christopher up the middle, and he's tripped up as he gets into the 25-yard line. McKinley tackled by Lance Long, a senior defensive back. But that's a 6-yard pickup for the Blue Streaks, and they're moving the football here and churning up some time. And Davis Matson, again, comes in with the play from the near side. He has Christopher in the backfield with him. They have a wing on each side, Datsko Miller and Hunter Patterson, and they have one wide receiver. It's going to be Matson running to the right, following Christopher up through the hole for a 1st down. He'll be on the 18-yard line.
Yeah, McKinley has 11 in the box, but Lake's going right at him. Nice movement up front and good push.
So the ball's on the 18. One man out wide to the near side. That's Michael Maglione. Again with the 2 wings and the 2 running backs. And the handoff to Christopher, and he runs over the left side. It takes it inside the 15 to the 13-yard line.
You know, they got Gardner and McKinley does, 54 tonight, so he could play offensive line too. And they're going right at him here a little bit. And, playing both sides of the ball. I know it's early 1st quarter, but still get a little winded.
This time they have the 2 wings to the left side, and they're going to run right behind him. And this time Garner stands up that play and stops it in his tracks. Shad Davis also there for the Bulldogs.
Absolutely. You must have heard me that time.
Well, when you line up that way, you got to assume that's the way the play is going, right?
Yeah, they're going right at him. There's no messing around. Now he'll try to, get something off this, a little bit of a counter action, or slip one of those out into the flats and maybe hit a little dump pass.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Lake from the McKinley 13-yard line. They trail 7-0 in the first. They line up with 2 wings to the right. They go to Christopher trying to get outside to the right. He does, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Lake Blue Streaks. 13 yards for Charlie Christopher. And Lake a point away from a tie.
Yeah, we talked in the pregame show, if Lake's going to change it up a little bit. They are in a wildcat situation with, running back, a quarterback, but they're not changing their philosophy. And I tell you what, there was a gap there, and Christopher hit it and just headed right towards the pylon, and there was no one to touch them.
Extra point coming. Braden Talkington doing the kicking, and they might have got a piece of it, but it goes through anyway. It is good. 2:23 to go in the first quarter. McKinley 7, Lake 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's fastest growing automotive group with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio, featuring top brands like Chevy, Ford, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and more. Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. Visit Sarshone today or see the selection of thousands of new and used vehicles at sarshone.com.
This is High School Football
an
on
official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is High School Football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
An impressive drive by the Blue Streaks, going nearly 70 yards. One big pass play, but everything else on the ground. And we have a 7-7 tie with 2:23 to go in the first quarter. And it will be Braden Talkington to kick it off. He made the extra point. He's now 24 of 25 on the season. A lot of good kickers in the area.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of great kicking. A lot of great special teams play overall.
Here's Talkington. Blasts it to the near side, and it's back to the 4-yard line. Out to the 10. Trying to cross the field. Hit and down is Brian Ingram on the 13-yard line. Another case with a returner trying to go all the way across the field instead of going straight ahead, and his team is going to be backed up inside their 15.
Yeah, I think they had to return left on there, but Lake did a great job staying in their lanes where there was nothing, that's hard to teach because kids see the ball over on the right side. They want to get out of their lane and go to the ball, but they stayed in their lanes and did what they need on that coverage. That was well coached.
Jamar Johnson goes to the far sideline now. And Montgomery in the backfield. One back to his right. They have a wing to the right, and they give it to Nino Hill up the middle, and he busts through. 20, 25, and Nino Hill out to the 29-yard line. Close to the 30. He had a very quiet night last week against Hoover, but bursts through there. Picks up 17 yards and a McKinley first down. Hill came in leading the team in rushing, 577 yards, a 5.5-yard average, and a team leading 8 touchdowns. But he didn't get much of anything last week. It was Jamar Johnson doing most of the damage on the ground. But Hill stays in there. He's behind Montgomery. 2 to the left, 1 to the near side. And Hill gets it again. Bounces to the outside. Stiff arm. Turns it up 35-40. He's to the 50. He's to the Lake 45. And down to the 43-yard line. That's good for 27 yards. And just like that, McKinley on the Lake side of the 50 on the 43.
Yeah, another great run. He looks fresh. You can tell he didn't run a lot, but he has a nice burst tonight, that's for sure.
27 yards on that play. And he's right back in there to the right of his quarterback. They have 2 to the near side, 1 out to the left, and a wing left. And Montgomery back to throw. It's a screen near side to Hill. His blockers really don't do him any favors, but he's going to be getting ahead to about the 38-yard line. His blockers ran right by the defenders to go downfield. And a couple of Lake players were there to make the stop. It is a pickup of 5 on the play. 2nd and 5, 1:29 to go in the first quarter. McKinley and Lake tied at 7.
Yeah, number 50, Ryan Lippy, made a great play there. Recognizing it was a screen play, stopped his rush, backtracked, and he got underneath all the blocking because they thought he would be at the quarterback. So great play by Lippy.
2 out to the left this time, 1 to the near side and a wing near side. Back is Montgomery. Big rush. It's another screen, and here comes DJ Britt down the sideline. He makes a man miss, cuts back to the inside, takes it inside the 20 down to the 16-yard line. 22 on that play, so the Bulldogs getting the yardage in chunks on this possession, and they are inside the R.G. Drake red zone. 1st and 10 on the Lake 16-yard line. Two to the near side. One way out to the open side of the field, the left. Hill up the middle. And not much there as he is gang tackled. Christopher got him high, and Hunter Patterson got him low. And it will be second down and 10. No gain on the play. So we're under a minute left in the first quarter. Bulldogs will have to run another play before the end of the quarter. This time the two go out to the wide side, the left side of the offense. One to the near side, that's Britt. And the wing left is Carlito Hall. Hill gets the handoff, hit in the backfield, bounces off, now comes to the near side right. He's inside the 15 and down to about the 11-yard line.
Nice run by Hill there. Kept his feet moving the whole time. Bounced off the tackler and got outside for a decent gain.
Corey Detsko Miller makes the stop, and that will be the last play of the first quarter. So one in the books from Hartville, from Uniontown, from Lake Township. It's the Lake Blue Streaks and McKinley Bulldogs tied at 7. We'll be back with the second quarter after a timeout. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Hartville Sports Cards, located on Grand Turk Avenue in Hartville, is here for your sports collecting needs. Specializing in modern sports cards, singles, and boxes, they provide a range of services including buying, selling, trading, grading, and consignment. Their mission is to foster the growth of the hobby within their community, offering collectors of all ages the opportunity to connect with their favorite players and sports.
They're not all gone by halftime. What are they doing here?
Sports cards. Love the hobby.
He's here. Grab
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Yeah, they're back there on the table.
Oh, I got you.
On the SARTA scoreboard, it's McKinley 7 and Lake 7 after the first quarter. Also, West Branch leading Alliance 21-0. Jackson and Glen Oak after one, 7-7. End of one, Perry 7, Hoover 0. So everybody playing it close tonight. Ryan has put in his request for some pepperoni rolls to be stuffed down in his duffel bag there. The pepperoni rolls are the highlight of half times here at Lake. Canton South leading Fairless 14-0. It's been a very well-played first quarter. Pretty crisply played, and Dan DeGeorge has to be thrilled with how it went.
Absolutely. You know, it had the muff punt, cost them, some points there. But besides that, offensively, they look really well. Now, they got to tighten up here defensively. You knew Lake had to put pressure on them. They were going to pressure, and McKinley's hitting these quick little pop pass, screen passes that, kind of altering that pressure for them. So
McKinley will start the second quarter with a 3rd down and 5 on the Lake 12-yard line. Now going from our right to our left. That was a television break between periods there. We do have the cable folks here tonight. So we had an extra long break between quarters. And now we're ready to go with quarter number 2. McKinley with a 3rd down and 5. Montgomery fakes the handoff, flips it back to Hill, still juggling. He's hit, he pulls the ball in, but he's brought down way in the backfield at the 16 by Charlie Christopher. It was a play that's sort of like we saw last week that ended up with the winning touchdown in overtime, the option, but it's more of an overhand pass back to Hill, and he was juggling it and lucky to get it in control before he took the hit.
Yeah, actually a great play by Hill, knowing he's going to take a hit there by Christopher coming up on him and just keeping control of that ball and keep possession for a kick here.
Mankowski to attempt the extra point. He's 2 of 4 on the season. This will be 32 yards, middle of the field. Good snap and hold. Line drive kick is no good. He pulled it to the left. And the Blue Streaks will take over on their 20-yard line, 45 seconds into the second period. It looked like the Bulldogs were sure to get points there, but they come away empty.
Yeah, Lake got to be happy with the stop there, not giving up any points. And once again, McKinley can't make those mistakes.
And there was nothing on the that shows up in the stats.
Yeah.
But a couple of things that ended up costing them. Lake with Whitaker back in there, quarterback under center. Brings a man in motion to the near side. He turns and gives. It is Christopher looking for a hole. And he spins and backs his way into the line. And not much there for the Lake running back. Brought down by Dante McClellan. Bulldogs leading tackler. It's a 1-yard pickup. 2nd and 9. Receiver each way. Tight end near side right. I formation behind Whitaker, who's under center. Now they're going to look to the near side for the play to be signaled in. Still 8 on the play clock. Whitaker turns, gives it off to Christopher. And again, not much room in the middle. He's able to push his way forward. Close to the 24-yard line. McClellan there again for McKinley, as well as Antonio Stevens. And it'll be 3rd down here for Lake. 3rd and 6 on their 24-yard line. 10-12 to go in the first half. 7-7 our score. And they go with the receiver each way. Again, the tight end right. This time the up back is behind the right tackle, and they go play action. Whitaker in trouble. Hit, gets away, but he's going to be sacked back inside the 15-yard line, and Dior Garner got him back at the 13 for the Bulldogs. And we're trying to fool McKinley there with the pass, and the Bulldogs were ready.
Yeah, 3rd and long. It wasn't much deception there on that play. Gardner came off the edge, went straight to the quarterback. Great coverage. I didn't see anything open downfield at all. So,
punt. Stoppage of play as Lake gets ready to punt, and McKinley's going to call a timeout. So we'll take a break. 9:16 to go in the first half. We have a timeout for McKinley. It's 7-7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
A scenic, challenging, and exceptional golf experience awaits you at
Like
Spring Valley Golf Course, East Sparta. Undulating fairways, high-quality greens, and a fun challenge await golfers of all skill levels. A tee time is just a phone call away. Don't miss out on a chance to play this hidden gem. You can reach the Spring Valley Clubhouse by calling 330-484-1886.
This is High School Football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
All right, late first half on the Sardis scoreboard. Perry leading Hoover 7-6. We got started a little bit late due to the senior night activities before the game. So all those games will be getting to halftime before us. Keith Quincy standing right on the 50-yard line for McKinley, awaiting this punt, which will come from about the 5. We're down in the bowl here, so not much breeze. There is a breeze, but it's not as noticeable down on the field. Good snap. Kick is away. High spinner. Quincy all by himself at the 50, looking for somewhere to go, trying to get around the end. Makes a block, gets a block. That's going to be called for a penalty. As Quincy went out of bounds on about the 36-yard line. And it's going to be, what do they call it? The crackback block.
You don't want to know what I call it.
Well, I didn't think it was there.
No,
because,
I didn't think so.
Because the blocker was facing the sideline. He was not facing the end zone.
And the player was looking at the ball. His eyes were on the ball. He came in front of him. That's a tough one.
That was a shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
That was not a blow them up kind of block that they're trying to get rid of in football. So I don't agree with that play. Anytime they see anything that looks like that, they throw the flag. So instead of being inside the 35, the Bulldogs will be backed up.
Blindside block on that punt return.
So let's see where they're going to put it.
15-yard penalty.
It'll be backed up to the McKinley 39.
Yeah, it's a tough call there. I was going to comment on that return. Dante did a great job. You know, he's a special player, and he's out there on special teams. He had 2 great blocks, and one wasn't even a block. It just got in his way and, you know, didn't block him in the back. But, you know, you have your standouts, kids like that playing special teams and making plays like that. That's special.
So McKinley will start on their 39, 1st and 10, 7-7, 9 minutes to go in the first half. Montgomery in the pistol. Brings a man in motion. Back to throw. Fades to his right. Looking downfield, and he's going to run to the far sideline and get what he can before he goes out of bounds on the 41. That's about a 2-yard pickup for the McKinley quarterback. He doesn't run it much, only when he has to. He has a 29-yarder and a touchdown this year, but only averaging about 2.8 per carry.
Nice job there by Montgomery. Just staying patient, nothing downfield. Just, you know, he looks effortless out there. He's fun to watch.
Trips to the near side now. 1 out to the right on 2nd and 8. 1 back, play action. Quick throw to the near side. It's caught. Block 45-50. Darius Hill down the sideline, and he's wrestled down inside the 30-yard line. Brought down by Chase Fuller, but they'll put it on the 25. So that'll be 33 yards on that play. So another 20-plus play here for the Bulldogs. Gets them back down in scoring position. It's at least their 4th or 5th play tonight that's gone for at least 20 or 25 yards.
Yeah, great block there by 84 Xavier Harrison to kick that out. Once again, another great pass by Cam. You know, those passes, you got to have it in front of them, a nice catchable ball so that you can burst and make that move. You don't want to be behind them, so a great play again.
Here comes Britt coming in motion. He'll come all the way to the near side of the field and whistles. And a delay of game here for the Bulldogs. It took him too long to run all the way across the field.
Yeah.
So another mark off against McKinley. That'll put him back on the 30, where it'll be 1st and 15. $8:20 to go in the first half. 2 out to the right side, 2 to the near side. Quincy and Harris, the near side receivers. And Johnson to the left of his quarterback in the pistol. Here comes Britt again, all the way across the field. Montgomery, half roll left, under pressure, rolls back to his right, throws in the middle. It's caught by Quincy to the 10, and he's down to about the 6-yard line. And another very composed play by Cam Montgomery. That was supposed to come to the near side left. He was instantly pressured and was able to get back around to the right and make his throw downfield. And it's 1st and goal in the RG Drake red zone on the 5-yard line.
Yeah, 31 Aaron Mitchell for Lake came uncontested there, and Cam kept his eyes downfield, found the guy. Another great play.
They have 3 bunched to the right, 1 to the near side. That's Quincy. Johnson to the right side of Montgomery. Montgomery rolls right, looking. Still rolling, and he's hit, and he's going to go out of bounds. Back at about the 5-yard line. I think that's Charlie Christopher. Got a bump on the quarterback to send him out of bounds at the line of scrimmage. Had those 3 receivers over there going all different directions, but he didn't feel like he saw one open.
No, nice coverage by Lake there. You know, that bunch situation, you know, they practice that, and they each have their own zone and they stay. You don't want to be sucked in on any of the patterns. And when you said bump by Christopher, that's a big bump. There's no doubt. That kid doesn't stop, does he?
Wing left, receiver each way. Tight end left. Dan Montgomery hands it off. Johnson up the middle, and he runs right into one of the Lake defenders. Stood up by Kyle Hammer, who makes the stop for a loss back on the 8-yard line. And so McKinley again facing a 3rd down here inside the 10. Hammer came in tonight
fourth on the team in tackles, and that was a brick wall type tackle, setting up a 3rd and goal on the 8. One back, 4 receivers. Montgomery, again, the quick throw near side to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown. Darius Hill took the quick pass, got the blocking downfield, and stepped in for the score. And the Bulldogs retake the lead.
Yeah, man coverage out there for Lake out to the left here, and just one-on-one coverage. They picked up the blitz. Lake brought everyone, and another great toss by Cam and a score.
So Mankowski lined up to take the extra point. Good snap, good hold, and the kick on the way and through. 6:55 to go in the first half. It's now Canton McKinley 14 and Lake 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Quality meals and Midwestern hospitality. That's what the Ohio Grill is known for. Owners Tyler Barrett and Mitchell Gallagher believe in simple food done right. Head to 715 Canton Road in Carrollton, Ohio for mouth-watering burgers, salads, and fresh-cut French fries. Daily specials at theohiogrill.com. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call 330-476-6312. The Ohio Grill, where food and hometown pride unite. Satisfaction guaranteed.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
McKinley overcomes the blindside block penalty. They overcome a false start penalty or a delay of game penalty. And they are able to get it in for the touchdown pass, 8 yards from Montgomery to Darius Hill, sophomore, who was their leading receiver coming in tonight. 333 yards. He and Quincy each had 18 catches, and now that's the 5th touchdown for Hill. And the second TD pass of the night for Montgomery, his 11th on the season against 4 interceptions. Mankowski to kick off. And he hits a good one down the middle of the field. That's over the head of the return man and out of the end zone. So Mankowski got all of that one. And it will be 1st and 10 for Lake on their 20.
It's going to be a big possession for Lake here. See how they react after McKinley comes down and scores on them. I'd like to see him eat up a little bit of the clock here also.
Perry gets a field goal. They go up on Hoover 10-6. And that's how they went to halftime. West Branch leading Alliance 28-0. Yes. Here is a handoff around the right side to Christopher. He looked like he wanted to throw the ball. The receiver was covered down the near sideline. That was Chase Fuller. So Christopher just took the ball up the sideline for 5 yards to the 25. 2nd and 5.
Yeah, great coverage by number 20, Brian Ingram there. Was not fooled on that. And a lot of times, when you're that type of situation, first down, you're thinking Lake's going to run the ball. But I haven't seen that toss to Christopher yet either, though.
Orville up on Tuslaw, 10-0. Green 7, Louisville 0. Here's a snap back to Matson, and he's going to run it straight ahead, and he's going to be close to first down yardage. If he makes the 30, that would be a first down, and he did. So the Blue Streaks move the chains. Tackle by Zayshawn Murray. And it will be 1st and 10 for Lake on their 30-yard line. 6:35 first half. McKinley up 14-7. They have the 2 blockers lined up behind the tight end on the left side. They have another tight end on the right. This time they'll run it over the right side. Christopher gets up ahead of steam and takes it to the 35-yard line. Tamir McClellan and Javier Moore combining on the stop, but another 5-yard pickup there for Christopher. And that time they went away from the strong side of the formation where they had the 2 running backs lined up.
Yeah, the tight end does a kick out there. They run almost like a power to the right, and Christopher's not going to make a lot of moves, but when he gets that engine going, that speed, he's hard to tackle.
And it is Matson up the middle, and he's going to get a first down. So Davis Matson has done some good running here in the first half of this one, and McKinley's going to take another timeout. So we'll take it here with 5:34 left in the first half. Bulldogs 14, Blue Streak 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's fastest growing automotive group with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio. Featuring top brands like Chevy, Ford, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and more. Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. Visit Sarshone today or see the selection of thousands of new and used vehicles at sarshone.com. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
McKinley with a 14-7 lead over Lake on another beautiful night for football, other than the 2 monsoon nights. It's been great weather all season. Temperatures dropping into the 50s as we get into this one. Of course, it is week 8.
Feeling that fall crisp air. It's nice.
This is football weather, I would say.
Yes.
On 1st and 10, it's a handoff to Christopher. Nothing in the middle. Runs outside to the left. Lowers the shoulder. Takes on a tackler. And picks up about 7 yards on the play. Lance Long, brave enough to get in the way of Charlie Christopher and pull him down just short of the 50. So almost 8 yards on the play.
Yeah, a little bobble in the exchange there. That's just, running this Wildcat with a running back. You're going to have that. But Christopher took care of the ball. And then I think the delay set up the defense a little bit. I think he was looking to cut it to the right and just took it straight ahead.
They bring a receiver wide to the near side. They have a wing each way, tight end left. And it is the Wildcat with Matson running up the middle. And he's going to take it ahead for a first down to the McKinley 45.
Yeah, just a counter play there. Wing comes back, blocks out the either the defensive or the tackle. I didn't pick up who he had, and he follows up through.
Lake winning the battle at the line of scrimmage right now. They've been able to do that. McKinley has had big plays tonight to get them down the field. And the only turnover was the muffed punt by Lake that led to the McKinley first touchdown. Matson takes the snap, fakes the handoff, runs it up the middle, has another seam. He's close to another first down. He's inside the 35 to the 34. That's going to be 11 more for Davis Matson. And the Blue Streaks move the chains once again.
Yeah, ran right over number 71, Owen Snyder. He's 6'4", 270, a sophomore. It's a nice body to have in front of you to run behind.
First and 10. Maglione to the near side. 2 wings to the right. They'll run it right with Christopher. And the Bulldogs hit him early, but he's able to fall forward for about 4 yards to the 30-yard line.
Yeah,
Sean Murray helping on the tackle there.
Yeah, initial push by Lake. They were driven back 5-6 yards, McKinley players. He was actually tackled from behind there, so they are definitely getting the push up front right now, Lake is.
Receiver out to the left is Luke McClure. They have a wing each way. Tight end right. Matson hands off to Christopher, running left, hit in the backfield, and he's going to go down, lost the ball. Ball came out, and no signal yet. Bulldogs saying it's theirs, but it will stay with Lake. Back on the 31-yard line, so they lose a yard on the play and nearly lost the football. I think it was one of the linemen that ended up falling on it.
And Lake calls the timeout. We'll take a break with 2:39 to go in the first half. 14-7 McKinley. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Finding the right space to open or relocate your business can mean the difference between success and failure. The real estate professionals at Putman Properties will help find the perfect commercial property to suit your needs. Putman Properties specializes in office, retail, warehouse, manufacturing, investment, and multifamily residential real estate. Looking to sell your commercial real estate? Putman Properties marketing professionals will utilize local, regional, and national networks developed over 30 years to command the highest yield available. Contact Putman Properties at 330-498-4400 or visit them online at putmanproperties.com.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Back here at Lake, McKinley leading the Blue Streaks 14-7, and Lake has a 3rd and 7 on the McKinley 31 in the last 2.5 minutes before halftime. Halftime will bring the Putman Properties halftime report with news from Jeff Mears. We'll have scores of other games. We'll have the highlights of the first half. We'll have a look at the computer points through 7 weeks. Green leading Louisville at halftime 7-0 on the SARTA scoreboard.
Talked to Coach Kappas right before the game, before I came here. I said, this was the upset tonight. I felt it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, can't argue with you
that.
yet.
I can say that now at halftime, right?
Can't argue with you yet.
Yeah.
Kansas South 21, Fairless nothing. Orville 10, Tuslaw nothing. Glenuca Jackson still 7-7. Not sure what the holdup is here unless it's for television. Now we're ready. Man comes in motion. And it will be a toss to the near side. Christopher going for the corner, and he's cut down on the 30-yard line. Charging up was Lance Long to hit the running back and send him down after a 1-yard pickup. And so it'll be 4th down and 6. Didn't call a timeout just to run a sweep, a toss sweep with the fullback. They had something else in mind for the 4th down play.
Yes.
So that's what we're doing here. Receiver each way, tight end right, I formation. Whitaker under center, and maybe just trying to draw him off, and now they're going to call another timeout. Lake calls the timeout with 2:06 left in the half. 14-7 McKinley. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
RG Drag, Star County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag.
Anything, Ryan? Can you hear me?
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Lake just calling their second timeout of the first half. Both teams now with 1 remaining. Lake will have a 4th down and 6 on the McKinley 30-yard line. They come out with Luke Whitaker, a quarterback. They have the tight end Mitchell to the near side right. They have 2 receivers to the left. They have a wing right. That is Corey Datsko Miller and Christopher in the backfield behind his quarterback. Man comes in motion. Play action. Pressure. Throw down the middle. Incomplete. Intended for Mitchell, who'd gotten behind the defense, but the rush was heavy on the quarterback, and he had to get rid of it just a little early and wasn't able to connect. Another situation where they had something set up there, but they just weren't able to execute, and McKinley will take over from their 30 with 2:02 to go in the first half.
Yeah, I had both the slots crossed in front of the tight end cross, and just couldn't get the ball there. But he had a lot of pressure in his face. You know, that they could have maybe held a block for just a half second longer. He could have placed that ball where it needed to be.
McKinley 1st and 10 on their 30. Cam Montgomery.
Like he has Stephon Thomas in the backfield with him, and he'll throw it to him on the near side of the 25 and out of bounds around the 28, 29-yard line. I think 3 out of every 4 plays have gone out of bounds here in the first half. It's been a slow half after a late start. That is actually a loss of 1 on the play, back to the 29. So it'll be 2nd and 11. 1:57 left in the half. Quincy comes to the near side, 2 out to the right. Hall is the wing to the right. And Thomas, the running back, behind Cam Montgomery, who's back to throw. They swing it out again on the right to Thomas. Tries to work inside a block, but he can't get away. Good play out there by Hunter Patterson and Corey Datsko-Miller combining on the tackle, and that's another loss. A couple of yards on the play, back to the 27. So it'll be 3rd and 13.
Ball's at the 27-yard line.
The ball came real close to being stripped also.
So McKinley, Lake each with 1 timeout. Clock running down. And the Bulldogs with a 3rd and 13 on their own 27-yard line. They have 2 receivers to each side. Quincy goes in motion, and now Montgomery back to throw. Sets up, lots of time. Now he's being rushed, and he flings it out of bounds on the far side, which stops the clock with 1:05 left in the half. That time, Lake only rushed 3 and covered with everyone else. And Montgomery had nowhere to go with the football.
Yeah, better coverage by Lake there. The last time they rushed 3, they ended up getting beat for the touchdown, but that time a lot better coverage, a lot longer throw for them also, but yeah, nice coverage by Lake. And
1 back deep for Lake, standing on his 40-yard line. That's Chase Fuller. Waiting the punt here by Quincy. He'll hit it from around his 15. Good snap. Rush coming, and the kick is away to the near side of the field, bouncing toward the sideline, and it will roll out of bounds at the Lake 38-yard line. 35 on the punt, no return. And they'll put it on the 37, actually. So add 1 to the punt. Clock stopped with 56.8 left in the first half. McKinley up 14-7. Putman Properties halftime show is coming up. And we'll see what Dan DeGeorge and the Blue Streaks elect to do with 1 timeout, 1 minute to go, and 63 yards away from the other end zone. On first down, it's a handoff and a hit in the backfield. Christopher was hit immediately by Kayvon McNeil. And they will mark him back on the 34-yard line. So a loss of 3 on the play. Lake will have to run another play before the end of the half.
Ball's at the 34-yard line, 2nd down.
Whitaker will come in from the near sideline with the play.
yeah, I think Christopher's out. Another running back in there, giving him a breather here for half.
Trips out to the left side, 1 to the near side, and the handoff is to Matson, I believe. It is Matson. Out to the 38, so it'll be 3rd down and 9, but that'll be the end of the first half. So we played 2 quarters from Blue Streak Stadium. And our score on the Sardis scoreboard is the Canton McKinley Bulldogs 14, the Lake Blue Streak 7. Stay tuned. Coming back, we'll have the Putman Properties halftime show. That'll feature halftime news. It'll also have some scores of other games. We'll have computer points. We'll have highlights from the first half and get you ready for the second half of action. Again, our halftime score is McKinley 14 and Lake 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Hey, Canton, got a craving for something sweet? Visit Heggy's Candy Company, downtown Canton's sweetest spot.
affected local services. Nimishillen Township trustees Thursday took actions related to dispatching at CENTCOM. WDPN's David Shore reports.
With the closing of CENTCOM scheduled for November 4, trustees approved a dispatching contract with the Stark County Sheriff's Office at $39.80 per call. Nimishillen Fire EMS units handle nearly 1,500 calls a year, which would result in a nearly $60,000 annual bill for the one-year contract. Agencies currently being served by CENTCOM are in negotiations with other dispatching organizations.
Trustees also approved the sale of a CENTCOM 1250 Motorola control point radio to the Hartville Fire Department and payment of a contract for dispatchers currently with CENTCOM using American Rescue Plan Act funds. A former Canton City Schools custodian who pleaded guilty to grand theft is sentenced. 44-year-old Eric Snyder of Sherrodsville was accused of stealing over $22,000 from Local 107 of the Ohio Association of Public School Employees. The money was taken between June 2022 and May of this year. Snyder moved the money into his personal account. He was sentenced in Stark County Common Pleas Court to participate in the court's program called Helping Offenders Psychologically and Emotionally. He must also repay the stolen $22,000. A total of $23.1 million in state funding is going to Ohio's 26 urban transit agencies. Governor Mike DeWine today announced the funding, which comes from the Urban Transit Program. The money will go toward purposes including transit fleet expansion, replacement vehicles, preventative maintenance, facility upgrades, new equipment and technology, and operating assistance. SARTA is receiving more than $691,000. About $598,000 is going to the Portage County Regional Transit Authority. Summit County Metro is getting roughly $1.1 million. An Akron man is guilty of all charges stemming from the kidnapping and murders of 3 Youngstown men. That's the verdict issued today in Summit County Common Pleas Court for 59-year-old Elias Godino. He was convicted of charges including aggravated murder, attempted murder, kidnapping, and weapons violations. In March 2023, 25-year-old Inmar Reyes, 35-year-old Domingo Castillo Reyes, and 31-year-old Victor Varela Rodriguez were found at 2 locations in Copley. Each had been bound, gagged, and shot. A 4th man survived the shooting. Prosecutors say Godino had gone to a Youngstown home to confront a man with whom his ex-wife was having a relationship. The man no longer lived there, so Godino took his friends as hostages. Sentencing is scheduled for December 18th. More news after this.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
The Mahoning County coroner has released the names of the victims in a deadly house explosion. They are 69-year-old Jeffrey Kosanier, 67-year-old Joanne Kosanier, and 33-year-olds Adam and Julie Lubick. They were killed when the home on Huxley Road in Ellsworth Township exploded last Saturday morning. The state fire marshal's office is investigating the incident. No cause has been determined. The blast could be felt and heard miles away and damaged surrounding homes. Charges are pending in the shooting of a man in Boardman this morning. The victim was wounded around 2 a.m. outside a home on Oak Ridge Drive. Police tell WFMJ-TV the victim went to the home to see an ex-girlfriend. The two argued, and when they went outside, the victim says the woman's current boyfriend shot at him from behind a car. The victim was taken to a hospital for treatment. The suspect was released after being briefly detained. The prosecutor's office will determine whether charges will be filed. Wednesday was the deadline for opponents of Insight Health taking over Trumbull Regional Medical Center in Warren and Hillside Rehabilitation in Howland to file an objection in court. The company was named the designated operator of both hospitals. One objection was filed by Becton Dickinson and Company and its subsidiary CareFusion Solutions. According to the objection, Becton and CareFusion in 2017 signed an agreement with Steward Healthcare. It included CareFusion's leasing of its equipment. The filing states that Steward has failed to pay those parties for use of the equipment. Steward reportedly owes about $1.8 million to Becton. Becton asks that no sale or transfer of ownership take place until Steward pays what they owe. We'll return you to the stadium for the second half of tonight's game, right after the forecast from News 5 meteorologist Mark Johnson. For the Putman Properties Halftime Show, I'm Jeff Mears with Q92 News.
Another clear night across the area. The big difference, it won't be nearly as cool with lows tonight in the upper 40s. Come tomorrow, bright sunshine again, a couple clouds mixed in there with highs near 70. From RJ Weather, I'm meteorologist Ray Petlin.
Get into SARTA and get SARTA smart. Who rides SARTA? You do. You, your neighbors, coworkers, and the people behind you in line at the grocery store. Our riders are moms, dads, students, retirees, and commuters. To help persons with disabilities, our ProLine countywide service picks them up and takes them direct to their destination. SARTA riders tell us they appreciate all the places we take them and how we help the community. That's how you get SARTA Smart. Visit sartaonline.com/smart.
A scenic, challenging, and exceptional golf experience awaits you at Spring Valley Golf Course in East Sparta. Undulating fairways, high-quality greens, and a fun challenge await golfers of all skill levels. A tee time is just a phone call away. Don't miss out on a chance to play this hidden gem. You can reach the Spring Valley Clubhouse by calling 330-484-1886.
High school football exemplifies the true meaning of teamwork. At Friends and Family Credit Union, our team of local friendly professionals offer the same true spirit for our members with a wide array of products from vehicle loans to personal loans, family secure checking with ID Protect, mortgage, home equity line of credit, and more. For over 60 years, we have the game plan for your financial well-being. Visit any of our 3 convenient locations, online or mobile banking. Now, more than ever, it's time to bring a friend into the family.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Back here at Lake, it's halftime, and the Lake Blue Streaks and McKinley Bulldogs meeting in a Federal League tussle. The Canton McKinley band just wrapping up their halftime show. The Bulldogs with a 14-7 lead at halftime. And now we're going to find out how they got to that point. Lake was forced to punt on their first possession. McKinley was as well, but the punt was fumbled. The Bulldogs recovered on the 30-yard line, and then on a big third down play, they scored the first touchdown of the game.
And Montgomery alone in the backfield. Takes the snap in the pistol. It's a 3-man rush. So he's going to step up, throws it down the middle to the goal line, and it's caught for a touchdown. Zamir Laurie. That's a senior making the touchdown catch for the Bulldogs.
That made it 7-0 with the extra point by Thomas Mankowski. And then it was Lake who came back with a nice drive of their own. One big pass play, the rest on the ground, including the final 8 yards.
So it'll be 3rd down and 5 here for Lake from the McKinley 13-yard line. They trail 7-0 in the first. They line up with 2 wings to the right. They go to Christopher, trying to get outside to the right. He does to the 10 to the 5. Touchdown. Lake Blue Streaks. 13 yards for Charlie Christopher. And Lake a point away from a tie.
Their freshman year by Bruno Mars. Here's Treasure.
I said 8 yards. It was 13 yards for Charlie Christopher for the touchdown. The extra point was good, and it was 7-7. The Bulldogs then marched it down the field, through the air and on the ground, and got the final yardage on the second touchdown pass of the night for Cam Montgomery.
One back, 4 receivers. Montgomery, again, the quick throw near side to the 10, to the 5, and a touchdown. Darius Hill took the quick pass, got the blocking downfield, and stepped in for the score. And the Bulldogs retake the lead.
Extra point by Mankowski was good. And the McKinley lead was 14-7. And that's the way we brought it to halftime. Now let's send it down to the field, and we'll take a listen to the Lake Blue Streaks marching band.
enjoy this tune from the American rapper Pitbull. Here's Fireball. We wrap up our performance this evening with a powerful medley of two iconic hits from the late 1970s by the American rock band Styx. The Blue Streaks rock out their senior show to Grand Illusion and Renegade.
The Lake High School Marching Band on their senior night, getting it done. Let's take a look at the computer points as we are through 7 weeks now. In Division 1, Region 1, McKinley is 4th. Just a smidge behind Toledo, Whitmer, and Perrysburg. Men are leading the way, and a couple of points ahead of Lakewood St. Edward in 5th. Massillon Jackson back in 6th, and they're almost 2 points behind Lakewood St. Edward. Interesting in there, you've also got St. Ignatius, which is 1 and 6, which is something we never thought we'd see. Division 2, Region 5, Green is 4th. Walsh Jesuit is leading the way, 7-0. They're running away with it. Green is 4th. They're 5-2. Lake is 9th at 5-2. Hoover is 11th at 4-3, and Louisville is 17th at 3-4. So if you were right about that upset tonight, Brian, that would be a big deal for their computer points.
Unfortunately, Green took the opening second half kickoff to the house. So
okay,
14-0 now.
Region 7, Massillon is 7th. Sunbury Big Walnut leading there. It's all pretty close up through the first 3 or 4. Massillon 7th. They are winning big tonight. Perry is 9th at 3-4. Down to Division 3, Region 11. Dover is 7th at 5-2. Carrollton is 11th at 5-2. Steubenville leading the way there. They and Bishop Watterson and the Plains Athens and Dresden Tri-Valley and Granville all 7-0. Division 4, Region 13. Mentor Lake Catholic is 7-0. West Branch is 6th. They're winning big tonight. Northwest is 7th. They're losing to, or they're trailing CVCA. Indian Valley is leading the way in Region 15 in Division 4. They're 7-0. Kansas South is 14th. In Division 5, Region 17, Central Catholic is 14th at 3-4. Fairless is 16th at 3-4. And Sandy Valley is 18th at 3-4. Division 6, Region 21, Dalton is 3rd at 5-2. United is 6-1. They're 7th. Tuslaw is 16th at 2-5. And Aquinas, props to Aquinas for their win last week. They are 17th at 1-6. And in Division 7, Region 25, Western Reserve leading the way at 6-1. Malvern 6-1. And the only other local team there is East Canton down to 19th at 2-5. So we're getting there. We're getting there. Week 9 is next week. That's hard to believe, but it's
incredible. Yeah, on the way home last week, I actually stopped at St. Thomas and gave Coach Henderson a big hug. That was a great win for that program.
Congratulations to them. Hard-fought victory. They made a lot of big plays in that game and did what they had to do. I believe a 10-point win in that one last week. So we'll take one more break. We'll come back and we'll get ready for the start of the second half here from Lake. McKinley on top of Lake 14-7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Located on West Tuscan, Canton, Harmon's Pub has proudly earned the title of Stark County's #1 bar. This local gem tantalizes taste buds with an impressive array of 18 chicken wing flavors, perfectly paired with an eclectic menu of fresh salads, mouth-watering burgers, and irresistible daily food and drink specials. Thursday nights are legendary for their famous Reuben with fries, all for just $10.99. Whether you're a wing aficionado or a burger enthusiast, Harmon's Pub is the ultimate destination for great food, delightful drinks, and unforgettable experiences.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
The Blue Streaks have returned to the field. They're doing their stretching down to our right. The Bulldogs down to our left as we get ready for the second half. And nothing much settled here in the first half of this one with McKinley leading Lake 14-7. Both teams scoring after good offensive drives, and McKinley getting the extra touchdown after recovering the muff punt on the 30 and taking advantage of that for a touchdown. But we said this after the first quarter. Dan DeGeorge has to be thrilled, missing his top 2 quarterbacks, one of which was also a heavily used skill player. Missing those players, missing their top receiver. Only down a touchdown, and they've been able to move the ball and keep the ball and do some things offensively.
Yeah, Lake went in the locker room down, but they got to have some, confidence that way. Coach Viscount on the defensive side is going to probably make some changes, try to get rid of some of those big plays. But overall, yeah, they got to be happy, and then if they connect on some of those quick little passes, those pop passes, it could be a whole different game also. So they got to be mistake-free again. The fumble cost them 6 to 7 points, so they got to be smart. And McKinley's playing well also. I can't say enough about watching Cam Montgomery. He's just his presence in the pocket. He's so calm and collective. And I could see them maybe try to go downfield a little bit more on you're hitting a lot of pop passes, the quick bubbles, but maybe take some shots downfield with them also.
On the Sarda scoreboard, Hoover leads Perry 13-10. These are all third quarter scores. Green 14, Louisville nothing. Glencoe and Jackson 7-7, Sandy Valley 14, Claymont 7, Kent South 21, Fairless nothing, CVCA 28, Northwest nothing, West Branch 42, Alliance nothing. I don't know who that is that Massillon is playing. I know what it says, but I don't know who that is.
It's a team out of Texas, Collegiate something, yeah.
Legacy School, I'm not sure, but it's 21-0 at halftime for Massillon, 17-7. They were supposed to be playing at
Florida team was supposed to come up, and then there was something else that's crazy.
Anyway, Marlington 21, Minerva nothing. And let's see, the scores just refreshed. And that's going to be it for the scoreboard. But a lot of close games tonight.
I'd just like to make a quick comment, though. Being a coach for years and everything, I'm always in the locker room at halftime. What great performances by both of those bands this evening. Yeah, they had me up here dancing a little bit, and I don't dance much. So, but yeah, great performances by McKinley and Lake Band. So, don't usually have the opportunity to watch them. Great job by both programs.
This just in, a touchdown for Miles Stanley of Jackson. 3-yard run, 14-7. Polar Bears leading Glencoe. Glencoe looking for their first win of the season, giving Jackson a good game here tonight.
And Glencoe gets a win, they're in the playoffs. They really only need one win to get in.
Especially against a team like Jackson.
Yeah,
I think you're right. Captains meeting at midfield with the officials, and the Bulldogs will get the ball to start the second half. They won the toss and deferred. Next week's schedule, our tentative schedule has us at Jackson for these Bulldogs against the Polar Bears. Also next week, Salem and Marlington, Massillon and Warren Harding, Perry and Green, Lake and Hoover, Tuslaw and Canton South, and Mentor Lake Catholic and Canton Central Catholic. That's next week. We still have 24 minutes at least of football here tonight. We're going to be the last ones in, I think, this evening. That means everybody else will be listening to us when they get done with their game. Kickoff coming from Lake. Braden Talkington will hit it. He's a sophomore. And 2 back deep for McKinley. Standing at their 5-yard line. And we are ready to go. Here's the kick. Coming down to the 6-yard line. Out to the 10, out to the 20. Ahead of steam and out to the 25-yard line goes Brian Ingram. That time he took it straight up the field and was at full speed when he collided with a defender at the 35-yard line, and that's where the Bulldogs will take over 1st and 10. Cam Montgomery, the senior quarterback. You have Nino Hill in there at running back. He had a good first series, but didn't see him much after that. Bulldogs will come out with trips to the near side. One out to the left as they go from our left to our right toward the scoreboard at Blue Streak Stadium. Nino Hill gets the handoff, starts left, cuts back inside a block and takes it across the 40 to the 42 for a pickup of about 7 yards on first down. Nino Hill, the senior, been the leading rusher for the Bulldogs. If he does it again this year, that would be 3 years in a row. Trips near side, one to the left. This time they throw it to the near side and a hit for a loss. Xavier Harris took the pass, and he was hit immediately by Corey Datsko-Miller back on the 38-yard line. So lose a couple, and it'll be 3rd down and 7.
Yeah, great play there. He took the blocker with him and made a great contact as soon as the ball hit the hands of the receiver.
Two receivers to each side of the formation here for McKinley. 3 on the play clock. Down to 2, down to 1. They get it snapped. Montgomery, men in his face, rolling left, throws it out on the side. Hill has it with a flag down, and he's down the sideline, breaking tackles, still on his feet, and down inside the 40 to the 35. But to check the flag, which is right around the line of scrimmage, and I think that this one might be coming back.
Yeah, I think we got legal formation. Not sure who that was. Came in motion. When he brought him in motion, I don't think he thought he was in motion. So they probably he was on the line of scrimmage. He came back in motion, and he's off the line of scrimmage, so you didn't have enough men on the line of scrimmage. That's a lot of explanation. Call, right?
It's a complicated game.
Yes.
Penalty is illegal formation against the Bulldogs.
So instead of being down at the Lake 34, McKinley will be backed up to their 33, and it'll be 3rd down and 12. So another one of those big mistakes by the Bulldogs, costing them huge yardage there. Montgomery with one back, 4 receivers. He's back to throw. Going to throw down the middle. Flag down, catch made. Quincy, 1st down, hit from behind, and the ball comes out. And it looks like Lake recovered. Looks like Lake recovered, but let's see what the call will be.
I think you're going to have a chop block up front.
Now, I saw a Lake player go down on his face, and that was not, it didn't look like an illegal block to me. It was, it might have been on someone else. They have a hold call as well, I think, coming.
Yeah.
Now that might have been the one I saw. So another play wiped out. Oh, I don't know if they would have called that a fumble or not, and if Lake would have gotten the ball. If that had been the case, they would have refused the penalty. But in any case here with the penalty, it'll move back now. They were on the 38, I think. Remember, without the illegal formation, they would have been on the Lake 34. But now they're going to be on their 23-yard line. It's 3rd and 22. Britt goes in motion out to the far side. Back to throw. Montgomery flushed out, rolling to his left, throws to the sideline. Quincy makes the catch. He'll go out of bounds around the 30. That'll be a gain of only about 7 yards. And the Bulldogs will be facing a 4th down. So I think we've had a stoppage on every play in the second half, too. Just like the first half.
Yeah, McKinley comes out, makes a nice run with Nino Hill first play, then, kind of outsmart themselves, run that bubble, and that gets stopped. But I'd like to see a little bit more of Nino maybe in that first drive, just put a little pressure on Lake.
Quincy punting, takes the snap, kicks it away. Nice kick. Fair catch called for and taken and dropped again. And recovered by McKinley again on the 25-yard line. Again, it went through the hands of the Lake receiver. It was Brady Summers. He had a man up close, but that's the kind that you have to catch as the deep man. And for the second time tonight, the Blue Streaks muff a punt and set up McKinley in great field position. They're going to put the ball down on the 26-yard line with 9:45 to go in the third. And McKinley up 14-7.
Yeah, another big turnover there on special teams by Lake. Lake has to react, keep their heads up, play defense.
On the Sarda scoreboard, Hoover gets a 58-yard touchdown. They lead Perry 20-10. Over 4 minutes left in the third. Here we're just under 10 minutes left in the third. Here's Nino Hill up the middle. And he takes it inside the 25 to the 23-yard line. So a gain of about 3 or so on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 7 here for the Bulldogs, who lead by 7. And to have a chance here to put more points on the board. Montgomery in the pistol. Hilder was left. Quick snap, throw left side. Quincy has it. He's got a first down, it looks like, to the 15-yard line before he's gang tackled. They never do get him on the ground, but his progress is stopped on the 15, and that will be a McKinley first down.
Yeah, nice ball there by Montgomery, right on the rope. Got to the first down marker and got it.
Major League Baseball playoff game tonight. Dodgers up 1-0 on the Padres in the second inning. So a lot going on. In case you didn't hear, the Cleveland baseball playoff game has been moved to 1 o'clock tomorrow. It's 1 o'clock. It was going to be a night game, but now it's an afternoon game. Quick throw again out to Quincy on the left, and he makes the catch along the sideline. Takes a hit, but holds on to the ball. And he's close to another first down. I think he's going to have about 9 on that play. Braden Schrock came up and made the quick hit. But it'll be 2nd and 1 for the Bulldogs on the 6 as they're now in the R.G. Drake red zone.
The Lake's going to have to tighten it up there outside. Give him a little too much cushion.
Remember, our Paramount Elite Player of the Game comes up following our game tonight. Montgomery in the pistol. Hill behind him. Hands it off. And he's into the 5, into the 3, to the 2, to the goal line, and he's in for the touchdown. Nino Hill from 6 yards out with his 9th touchdown on the ground this season. And the Bulldogs add to their lead.
Yeah, great drive there by McKinley, taking advantage of the turnover on the punt again.
Yeah, a little deja vu there as we get set for the extra point. Braden Early is the long snapper for McKinley. The holder is Nolan Bonner, who's a sophomore quarterback. Takes the snap, ball down. Mankowski's kick is up and through. Timeout of the field, 8:34 to go in the third quarter. McKinley 21, Lake 7. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's fastest growing automotive group with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio, featuring top brands like Chevy, Ford, Ram, Jeep, Dodge, and more. Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. Visit Sarshone today or see the selection of thousands of new and used vehicles at sarshone.com. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
2 turnovers tonight for Lake on muffed punts, both right around the same spot on the field, and both resulted in McKinley touchdowns. This one a 6-yard run by Nino Hill after 2 earlier TD passes by Cam Montgomery. And Thomas Mankowski will boot it, the junior, for the Bulldogs. He's been perfect on his extra points tonight. He missed the field goal in the first half. 2 back deep for Lake, standing on the 10-yard line. And the ball's in the air, driven to the far side, and it's going to go past the return man and trickle into the end zone for a touchback. Chase Fuller letting it go. Mankowski with a 2nd touchback of the night. And Lake will take over 1st and 10 with 8:34 to go in the third. now trailing by 2 touchdowns. Theirs is a methodical type offense usually. And now tonight, without their top 2 quarterbacks, they've been forced to piece it together, but they've done a decent job of it. And they have Davis Matson in there as the Wildcat taking the snap. Christopher to his right, fakes the handoff to him, runs it up the middle, and a short gain before that play is bottled up. They weren't moving Elijah Young out of there. He made the stop. So it'll be 2nd and 8 from about the 23. Luke McClure will come in from the near side with a play. Sometimes they bring it in with a receiver. Sometimes the quarterback runs to the sideline and gets it directly from Dan to George. Christopher to the left of Matson. Now they bring a man in motion left, and they'll run it up the middle. Christopher looking for room to run. They push the pile forward, but only to the 25. So that's about 2 more. And it sets up a 3rd down as they're still on piling. They'll put the ball down on the 26-yard line. So it'll be 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, Lake running this Wildcat with not having a true quarterback in there. A lot of these could be reads, where, the defensive end or tackle's coming down, the quarterback will pull it the play before. Instead of the quarterback taking, you could have gave it to Christopher. But, not having a true quarterback, not being able to read that does hurt this offense a little bit.
Wing to each side. Gatsko Miller comes in motion. They have the 2 backs to the left, and Christopher running left, and he is dropped at the line of scrimmage.
Nice defensive stand there by the Bulldogs. I think they made a few adjustments knowing, they're not going to be much reads, that they can attack, the first option, and that's what it looked like they did there. I think definitely have the box stacked.
So it will be a punting situation. Quincy back in his 35, awaiting the kick, which is away. A high, wobbly kick. It's going to bounce in Lake's favor inside the 40 and roll to a stop right around the 38-yard line. So 37 on the punt and no return. And it will be 1st and 10 for the Bulldogs with 6:19 left in the 3rd. They're after 3 quarters now, with Hoover leading Perry 27-10 and Jackson up on Glen Oak 14-7 on the SARTA scoreboard.
Yeah, so McKinley came out, did their job on defense there, got a 3 and out. Now it's time, great teams need to take advantage of this and get a nice drive, get some points on the board after, a good offensive drive here is going to be very important for McKinley.
They'll go with 2 receivers to either side of the formation. Now they'll bring Harris in motion to the near side. Montgomery back. They throw a short pass, and nothing there for Darius Hill. A little slip screen to the right. But again, Lake is there. And that'll lose a yard back to the 33. That really hasn't worked very well for the Bulldogs tonight. A couple of occasions early, but they've lost some yardage on those plays recently.
Looks like they probably have a spy on Darius, someone that's one-on-one with them, and they're not, the other guys are rushing, but you have that spy that's coming up and making that tackle right away as soon as he catches it.
2nd and 10, quick throw near side, a catch and a hit put on Zamir Laurie, who scored a touchdown earlier, takes the hit from Braden Schrock, the senior. We had a running start to make that hit on the receiver. Pick up to the 36, which will bring up a 3rd and 7 here for McKinley. 5:18 running clock, 3rd quarter. Bulldogs up 21-7. They have the only points of the second half. Montgomery back to throw. 3-man rush, but one of them gets right through, and now he's going to throw it deep to the far side of the field. He's got a man down there, and it's caught on the 20, the 10, and it's a Bulldog touchdown. 68 yards. I believe that's Keith Quincy on the end of that pass. And a perfectly thrown ball by Cam Montgomery. The longest pass play of the season for McKinley. And their 4th touchdown of the night.
Yeah, McKinley been hitting Lake on those quick little curl patterns. That time it was a curl and go. Montgomery made a great move to get out of the pressure. He was a man in his face and delivered a perfect ball on the run.
Extra point attempt by Mankowski. Bulldogs late getting a player on, and the kick is up, and it is good. 4:54 left in the third. It's now McKinley 28 and Lake 7. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Quality meals and Midwestern hospitality. That's what the Ohio Grill is known for. Owners Tyler Barrett and Mitchell Gallagher believe in simple food done right. At the 715 Canton Road in Carrollton, Ohio, for mouth-watering burgers, salads, and fresh-cut French fries. Daily specials at theohiogrill.com. Open Monday through Friday, 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. Call 330-476-6312. The Ohio Grill, where food and hometown pride unite. Satisfaction guaranteed.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
You got anything, Ryan? All right. The Bulldogs kicking off again. After the 68-yard touchdown pass from Montgomery to Quincy, and again the Bulldogs late getting a player on. Mankowski getting ready to kick it off. We'll go down to Ryan Bevere after this play. I would imagine the Lake sideline is kind of sagging at this point. So we'll see what he has to say as Mankowski runs up and boots it. Low spinner to the far side, and it's going to be picked up at the 15 to the 20-yard line, and that'll be the end of the road for the return man, Chase Fuller. And Ryan, I would think there was a reaction down there on the Lake sideline to that last play.
Yeah, first of all, what a play by QB1 for McKinley. But let's go back to the drive before when Nino Hill got in the end zone. That drive was set up the same way off of a fumbled punt like it was in the first half, and the rotation on that ball. It's almost like that's what they're trying to do. It's very tough to catch, Clint.
Yeah, 2 fumbled punts leading to 2 McKinley touchdowns tonight. And Lake with the ball. Here's Whitaker, play action, setting up in the pocket, going to loft it to the near side. It's deflected and almost intercepted by Dante McClellan. That would have been a highlight reel play. He went up and tipped it and nearly caught it as he was falling backward. The pass incomplete. It'll be 2nd and 10.
Yeah, Lake knows they got to take some shots now, down 2 scores, and actually 3 scores, correct. Sorry about that. Yeah, and not having the first 2 quarterbacks, that makes it a little bit tough here.
Yeah, one thing you really got to do if you're going to play this kind of offense in this kind of situation is just keep things close. You're able to do it in the first half as Christopher bulling his way forward, carrying tacklers, and take it out to the 29-yard line. He got about 9 yards on that play. Finally brought down by Kayvon McNeil for McKinley. He's slow to get up, and he is not getting up. So we'll have a timeout for the injury with 4:25 to go in the third quarter. McKinley on top 28-7. Bulldogs will be at Jackson next week. Jackson taking a 21-7 lead over Glen Oak. Canton South now up over Fairless 28-7. Early fourth quarter. Green continuing to lead Louisville 14-0. Leopards team is improving as the season goes by. Orville 28, Tuslaw 21. As McNeil is up on his feet, headed to the far side. Now he breaks into a trot. Sandy Valley 21, Claymont 7. Marlington up on Minerva 35-0. CVCA 35, Northwest 7.
29-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down and short for your Blue Streaks.
It'll be 3rd down and 1 for Lake from their 29. They have to pick this one up. Two wings to the left, direct snap, run to the left, and I don't think he's going to make it. He didn't make it. Bulldogs gang tackling on Charlie Christopher, and he finally goes down. Antonio Stevens was there for the Bulldogs. Dior Garner, Zayshawn Murray, and Lake on their own 29 with a 4th and 1. It looks like they're going to go for it. 15 on the play clock as Matson gets to the line of scrimmage. Down to 7 as they get lined up. This time they go with the two wings to the right. Matson is going to run it straight up the middle. They hit him, and he's not going to make it. They wanted to run straight at him. And Dan DeGeorge is not happy that his team has stopped there on their own 29-yard line, going for it on 4th and 1. He was just going to try to go with complete muscle there, and the Bulldogs were able to break through and make the tackle at the line of scrimmage.
Yeah, Dante McClellan came off the left edge and came all the way down and made a play there. You got to go for it there. Lake has to do that. You got to be able to gain 1 yard if they want to be in this game. So that's a tough one. Now, I'd be interested to see how McKinley reacts. You know, you got a 3:33 left in this quarter and the last quarter. You know, play discipline here. You know, make the right moves, play smart, and take care of the ball.
And let's see if they go for the big play here after the turnover on downs, or if they just try to be methodical about it. They've been very balanced in their offense tonight. They haven't been too heavy one way or the other. They have 3 receivers bunched to the near side, 1 out to the left, and Montgomery in an empty backfield. So they go with no running backs here. Quincy, the lone man, out to the left. 4 on the play clock. Back to throw. Montgomery pumps. Going to go over the middle. It's caught inside the 15 to the 10 to the 5 and down at the 1 yard line. DJ Britt stopped just short of the end zone. 28 yards on the play, but it'll be 1st and goal McKinley as they take it inside the R.G. Drake red zone and are pouring it on now here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, great job there by Cam Montgomery once again. Had the quads out here to the right, made a nice pump, had his eyes downfield, and then hit the crossing receiver in stride.
Montgomery going to throw it here from the 1, being chased, throws it out to the left and incomplete. Did well to get rid of the ball to an eligible receiver. Intended for Darius Hill, but it came up short. Montgomery took a hit on that play. I mean, you're on the 1 yard line. You got Johnson and Nino Hill. You should be able to punch it in from here.
Yeah, we haven't seen a 2 back since I think the first drive. This would be a nice opportunity down here. 18-year quarterback exposed like that with his arm up and takes a shot in the ribs.
2nd and goal on the 1. It's Hill, and he's over for the touchdown. He stuck the ball out, looking to dive into the end zone, but then nobody got in front of him. So he just fell in for the score, and McKinley adds to their lead. Thomas Mankowski for the extra point. Sends it up and sends it through. We have a timeout on the field with 3:01 to go in the 3rd quarter. It's now McKinley 35 and Lake 7. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Finding the right space to open or relocate your business can mean the difference between success and failure. The real estate professionals at Putman Properties will help find the perfect commercial property to suit your needs. Putman Properties specializes in office, retail, warehouse, manufacturing, investment, and multifamily residential real estate. Looking to sell your commercial real estate? Putman Properties marketing professionals utilize local, regional, and national networks developed over 30 years to command the highest yield available. Contact Putman Properties at 330-498-4400 or visit them online at putmanproperties.com.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Well, this one has gotten away from the Lake Blue Streaks here in the second half. They were down only 7 points at the break. But McKinley with 21 unanswered here in the third to lead at 35-7. Mankowski will kick it off again. Brady Summers and Charlie Christopher will set up down at their 10-yard line, awaiting Mankowski's kick. He's 5 of 5 on extra points tonight, making him 23 of 27 on the season. And the kick. Oh, it's an onside kick. And he didn't hit it far enough. And it's going to be down on the McKinley 49. He didn't hit the ball hard enough. And McKinley recovered, but it'll be Lake's ball on the McKinley 49.
Does not go the required 10 yards. Blue Streak will take the ball. Ball's going to be spotted at about the 49-yard line. So first and 10, Blue Streaks.
Some interesting call there by Antonio Hall. You have to think about that one for a minute. Trying to get the running clock if you get another touchdown.
Yeah.
But it backfired. And sure, it didn't make any friends on the Lake sideline. Chance you take. And so a chance to do one and do it in a game without it costing you anything, maybe. That's just trying to see into the mind of Antonio Hall there, where we would have an onside kick up 35-7 in the third quarter. So Lake takes over on the Bulldog 49. And a handoff. Christopher running right, has room, 45 to the 40, and nearly broke away. He's going to get close to a first down. That is a first down to the 39-yard line, 10-yard pickup.
It's not like Christopher hasn't been on almost every tackle tonight. And then he gets the ball and he's breaking tackles. He's a special individual, that's for sure. I had the opportunity and privilege, I guess you could say, to play against his dad, and his dad was the same way. He was an amazing ball player.
First and 10 Lake on the McKinley 39. Christopher again running left, and he runs into the arms of a McKinley tackler, Javier Moore, sophomore. He plays a lot of big minutes for this McKinley defense, and he makes the stop there after a 2-yard gain. Christopher, big bruiser, tough linebacker, fullback, but he's got quick feet, actually. He can make some moves.
Yeah, he's an athlete. There's no doubt about it. He works hard at it, and he's not slow and doppy in any means.
2 to the right, tight end right. Christopher again up the middle, picking his way through, and gets good yardage again, this time down to about the 32-yard line. As we're under 2 minutes to go in the third. And Lake will have a third and put it on the 33. So it'll be 3rd and 4. Again, 2 out to the right, wing right, tight end right. Whitaker under center. He's got Matson in the backfield now. Toss sweep to the right. First down and more. Breaks the tackle, 20, 15. And still going. Finally stopped it around the 14-yard line. Davis Matson has been very effective here tonight. Came in with 246 yards, averaging about 6 per carry. And he's had a big part in this Lake offense tonight, both running it and taking the snaps in the Wildcat. They'll line up again with Matson in the backfield behind Whitaker. Power formation to the right. Handoff up the middle. Matson squirts through inside the 10. Down to about the 8-yard line. Now put him on the 9. So a 5-yard gain. So we're about 38 seconds left in the third.
Also inside the 10-yard line, about the 9-yard line, second down.
Whitaker comes to the near side for the play. They will have to run another play before the end of the quarter. Brennan Betts and Luke McClure out to the right. Bulldogs blitzing up the middle, and they toss it out wide to Matson. He's down inbounds around the 6-yard line. And that will be the final play of the third quarter. Lake will have a 3rd and 2 when we come back, as we've reached the end of the third quarter from Blue Streak Stadium. Our score is McKinley 35 and Lake 7. Fourth quarter coming up. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
This is High School Football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
On the SARTA scoreboard, 2:45 left in the fourth. Green 21, Louisville nothing. Canton South up on Fairless 28-13. There are about 5.5 minutes to go. CVCA up on Northwest 49-7. That's a late third quarter score. West Branch 49, Alliance nothing. Jackson up on Glen Oak 21-7 was the last score we had. Central Catholic 41, Richmond Heights nothing. That's in the fourth quarter. Tuslaw and Orville 28-all in the fourth. Tuslaw with a comeback in that one. Sandy Valley 21, Claymont 7, Hoover 27, Perry 10, Marlington 35, Minerva 0. And Massillon up 34-0 on the Legacy School. They play one Ohio school at home this year, Massillon. That would be week 10. And we will be there for that game.
Tell you what I noticed there at halftime, Coach Hall went straight to Dante McClellan and had a spirited conversation with him. I think, you do that onside kick, you better back it up afterwards. And, the defense maybe, looking at the scoreboard. But I think you're going to see a little bit better effort here maybe in this rest of this half. But he had a spirited conversation, and he's the leader of the defense, and he needs to get these kids, they need to finish this game positive.
Long way to go.
Yes.
Full quarter to go. And the Bulldogs dominated that third quarter, but I want to give too much back here in the fourth. As Lake now with a 3rd and 2 on the McKinley 6 as we start the fourth quarter. Matson in the Wildcat takes the run up the middle and he scores. I believe he was untouched. So 6-yard scoring run for Matson. That's his second touchdown of the season. Christopher had the one earlier. And it's 35-13.
Yeah, I think Lake maybe took that onside kick a little personal, and that was power football right at you. Stop us if you can, and they couldn't.
Extra point attempt coming from Braden Talkington. Snap down, kick on the way, and good. So a timeout on the field. We're 4 seconds into the fourth quarter. It's now McKinley 35 and Lake 14. You're listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Located on West Tuscan Canton, Harmon's Pub has proudly earned the title of Stark County's #1 bar. This local gem tantalizes taste buds with an impressive array of 18 chicken wing flavors, perfectly paired with an eclectic menu of fresh salads, mouth-watering burgers, and irresistible daily food and drink specials. Thursday nights are legendary for their famous Reuben with fries, all for just $10.99. Whether you're a wing aficionado or a burger enthusiast, Harmon's Pub is the ultimate destination for great food, delightful drinks, and unforgettable experiences.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
Lake ready to kick off after their second touchdown of the night. 3 back deep here for McKinley. I'd say they need to be aware of an onside kick possibility.
Yeah, they moved the second line up about 10 yards.
Talkington.
Watch a little pooch here.
Kicks it deep. Going to come down to Quincy on the 10. Now to the near side, 20, 25, 30, 35, and out to about the 38-yard line. Ball's out. That was not Quincy. That was Zamir Laurie, and Lake has the ball. So just like that, Lake with a touchdown. And now a fumble recovery on the kickoff. And the Blue Streaks right back in business.
Yeah, just being a former coach there. Who was at the return, did you say?
Laurie.
Laurie, yeah. He has a hand warmer on tonight, and that's how he got tackled. And tonight's not really a night you need hand warmers. And I hated when our players would wear them. It's just an extra part of the body you can grab, and it kind of whip them around.
I saw it fly off as he was being spun around there. Here's a give near side and room for Matson. Hurdles a tackler and goes out of bounds at the 33. So he gets about 4 yards on the play, which will stop the clock at 11:40 to go. McKinley up 35-14. And Lake now with the momentum. You have Mitchell, the tight end, to the left. 2 wings to the right, receiver right. Snap back to Matson. Give to Christopher up the middle, and that time he is stopped after a short gain. He keeps the legs moving and gets to the 31. So that's a couple of yards on that play. It'll be 3rd down and 4. On the 31-yard line. Again, Matson in the Wildcat. Fake handoff, run up the middle, and he's not going anywhere. Dior Garner threw him backwards, along with Antonio Stevens. At the 30, it'll be 4th down and almost 3. And if you're going to go for it on your own 29, I would think you would go for it on the other team's 30.
They're going to go for it. Once again, just that Wildcat, not having a true quarterback there, not having that read, just kind of, it limits you.
So Lake calls timeout. They have 2 remaining, 10:38 to go, and the Hoover-Perry game is over. Hoover winning 27-10. Green recovers a fumble for a touchdown. It goes up 28-0 on Louisville. Jackson 21, Glen Oak 7.
That is why I stay away from any type of betting apps on my phone.
Yes. Well, you can have a feeling, but that's the commercial now. One of the hundreds of betting apps out there. The commercial is you get this feeling and you have to go with it.
Yeah.
And see where that can get you sometime.
Yeah.
Also, if you're betting, don't do a parlay. This is from reading. This is not from experience, but The sports books make about 80% of their money on parlays.
I can believe it.
The straight up single issue, single game bets, bettors do pretty decent on.
Yeah.
But when you get into those parlays where 2 or 3 or more things have to happen, you're going to lose 9 times out of 10. And the sports books love the parlays. Lake with a 4th and 3. Again with a power formation. See if they're going to try to draw the Bulldogs offside. Now a lot of switching around. They're going to run it right. And Matson is going to get the first down, I think. If he got to the 27, I think he'll have the first down. That's about all he got. If you're worried about just putting it down on lines, what's the measurement going to show? I don't know now. Well, they're going to give him the first down on the 27. And Antonio Hall is out past the numbers on the far side of the field.
They already picked the football up. Now it gets interesting.
The official, he didn't move.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he had his foot still.
So I think Antonio Hall is going to ask for a measurement from the far side of the field. You're allowed to do that. The officials just went ahead and called it a first down without measuring, but the Bulldogs are well within their rights here to ask them to check it out. So they will bring the chains in from across the field. We are at 10:33 to go in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, Lake had a long snap count there, looked over to the play. What McKinley did there then, after they called the play, they shifted down to our left here towards the press box, and that's where Lake was looking to run the ball. So that was a nice adjustment by McKinley, but low man won that and got the first down.
They got it by half the length of the ball after the chains were set down. So Lake on the McKinley 27 with a 1st and 10.
Ball's at the 27-yard line.
And the clock will start as the Blue Streaks come up to the line of scrimmage. It's a handoff. Christopher bounces off a man, still working, and taking it inside the 25 to the 24. So a 3-yard gain for the senior running back linebacker who came in tonight as the Blue Streaks leading tackler and leading rusher.
Yeah, you don't see that much, especially in Division II. With I think Lake has about 85 kids on the sideline, so that's impressive.
Christopher to the right of Matson. Now they bring a man in motion right. Matson's going to follow him up into the hole, and it's just pushing forward by the Lake line. And blockers. I wondered if we might see the flying wedge before the game, and this is not far from that, actually, when they get the 2 blockers lined up behind the right side or one side of the offensive line, which they will have again here on 3rd and 1, and they'll run it again right, and Matson hit from behind and dropped, and that's your man, Dante McClellan, chasing down the runner and tackling Matson back on the 19. And again, it's 4th down, 4th and 2 here for Lake. 9:15 running clock.
Yeah, they've been chipping him most of the night. I don't know if someone just missed the block backside there, but you can't miss a block on Conte. He'll make you pay.
4th and 2 on the McKinley 19. Again, power formation right. Matson up the middle, and it looks like he's got it. They'll put him down on the 16-yard line.
Yeah, on the bottom of that pile is Christopher, who leads the way there. Great block, just power football.
They take out a back and bring in 2 big men in the middle of that defensive line. As Lake has it 1st and 10 on the 16. It is a handoff. Christopher running right, cuts back, gets down to the 10-yard line. This is caveman football right now from the Blue Streaks. Evolutionary.
Yeah. You could go back to the early 90s when Coach Durbin, the stadium was named after, and Coach DeMarco was his offense coordinator. This is the football they ran at Lake for years.
Wing each way, one back, and they give it to Christopher running right. Has room to the edge, and he's going to score, but it's coming back. One of the McKinley linemen who was running toward the play got held, and the official on this side of the field had the flag out instantly, and that touchdown is going to be called back.
Penalty's going to be holding against your Blue Streaks. That's going to be a 10-yard.
So that'll wipe out the touchdown and back the ball up to about the 20-yard line. Clock stopped at 8:13 to go in the fourth quarter. 35-14 McKinley. Actually, the penalty from the spot will move it back to the 17. So it'll be 2nd and 11.
Yeah, definitely a hold there. Was why it right in the open. The official made the call immediately. Just was getting beaten, just grabbed the jersey.
Matson takes the snap, runs up the middle, inside the 15, inside the 10.
David Manson.
Down to around the 8-yard line. Got all but a couple that he needed there. The clock continuing to run, though. We're at 8 minutes. Lake 3 touchdowns behind. They were down 35-7. McKinley got the touchdown to go up 28 points and then tried an onside kick, which was unsuccessful. Lake drove to score. McKinley fumbled the kickoff, and Lake driving again. And here's a run to the right by Matson, and he's inside the 5. And he's down to about the 3, and he's going to have another first down. McClellan again from the backside got in there and hit the runner, but couldn't bring him down. And so it'll be 1st and goal on the 3. Lake in the RG Drake red zone. And the clock will run. 7.5 minutes to go. Blue Streaks huddling up. Again, go with the 2 blockers behind the right side of the offensive line. Matson hands to Christopher up the middle, and he stopped at about the 1. So he's going to get a couple. But that will run another 30 or so seconds off the clock.
Hold at the 1-yard line, 2nd and goal.
You see a pass here, maybe?
Have they thrown a pass? I think they have thrown a pass in the second half, at least one.
Yeah, I think just one.
Again, the heavy right formation. Matson will run, and he will score.
Yeah, McKinley driven almost 6-7 yards back in the end zone. That was definitely just power football. Nice drive by Lake.
Well, fatigue has to be setting in on that McKinley defense. They had to endure 2 consecutive defensive possessions or offensive possessions for Lake, as the Blue Streaks scored a touchdown, and then McKinley fumbled the kickoff, and Lake driving it in for another score. Talkington for the extra point. Good snap and hold, and he got it up and through and flagged down after the play.
This is what you don't want.
We'll check it when we come back. 6:49 to go in the fourth quarter. It's McKinley 35, Lake 21. You're listening to High School Football, presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Q92 Sports is your home for the best in high school and Mount Union football. Be sure to follow us all season long on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
I thought so.
We drop photos and videos from all of our football broadcasts, both high school and Mount Union.
It was short of the 27.
Games will be broadcasting week to week, and we always follow you back. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
So the Blue Streaks, like they'll be kicking off in.
McKinley 35, Lake 21. The penalty on the extra point after the kick was a personal foul on McKinley, and so the kickoff will come from the Bulldogs 45. So you would have to think that they would try for an onside kick here. Lake with 2 timeouts left and 6:49. So after the penalty, the kick will come from the 45 of McKinley, or you could just blast it into the end zone and make them start on the 20. McKinley hasn't had the ball in a long time.
Darius still back for the Bulldogs.
But we were in the third quarter when McKinley tried the onside kick. So it's been nearly half a quarter for them to get those two scores, and they got the help of a fumbled kickoff to get the second one. And here is a high short kick, gonna bounce.
It's a tough
at the 10, picked up and run up the far sideline. Nice play by the Bulldogs' Darius Hill to field that on the bounce and get upfield. He's out of bounds at the Bulldogs.
Yeah, I like that better than the onside kick sometimes, especially on the short field like that. He just got a little too much of it. You just want to pop that up and, go down there, and you can fair catch a kickoff also. A lot of people don't know that. So, if it's short enough, but they had it stacked up. The second line was there was a pretty big gap there. Probably just pushed it a little too far.
They're going to mark it on the McKinley 17. So the Bulldogs 1st and 10 with a 35-21 lead and 6:46 to go. Montgomery in there with Jamar Johnson to his left as a running back. Trips receivers near side, one out to the right. They'll run it up the middle. Johnson to the 20 and maybe the 21. But the Bulldogs happy to just let the clock run here. He did get to the 21-yard line, so it's a 4-yard pickup. 2nd and 6.
Yeah, kind of just followed Charlie Christopher there on that play. He doesn't stop. He was the first one there on contact. He's fun to watch.
And they go with Johnson again, trying the right side. He's out to around the 25, 26-yard line, and Lake is going to call their second timeout with 6:10 to go in the fourth quarter. So Lake with one timeout remaining and not allowing McKinley to run another minute or so off the clock here on this possession. They will have a 3rd and 1 on their 26. So if the Bulldogs are able to get a first down here, I don't know about that timeout call, but my mantra is always, you don't need timeouts, you need time.
Yeah.
So use them. And you've saved yourself here another 30 seconds or more. Reminder, after the game, we'll have our Paramount Elite Player of the Game. Final on the SARTA scoreboard. Canton South beats Fairless 35-13. West Branch beats Alliance 49-0. Green 28, Louisville 0. CVCA over Northwest 55-21.
Fans, stop your feet and turn down.
3rd and 1. Montgomery hands it off, and they stopped him in the backfield. I believe it was Kyle Hammer who got in there, and Lake takes their last timeout with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, that was just a long developing handoff, but for 3rd and short, a little bit quicker handoff there. I thought, did Lake take the timeout here?
They did. Lake took I thought they took their last timeout. Yeah. Yes, they did.
Good.
And so Lake with no timeouts remaining now with 6 minutes to go. Bulldogs basically need 2 first downs from now until the end of the game.
Yeah.
And on 4th and 2 here, maybe if it was still 4th and 1, you might be tempted. But no need to give Lake a short field, especially when it usually takes them as long as it does to move the ball.
And some of the best defense for McKinley tonight has been punting. They had 2 big turnovers.
Yes.
I wonder if Lake will come after it here. But like you said, you want to get field position. You want to at least have one back to at least fair catch it, get the under, so the ball doesn't take a big bounce and you have a long field.
And the 2 touchdowns after the muff punts, the difference in the game right now. 35-21 McKinley, 6 minutes to go. Bulldogs punting on 4th and 2 on their 25-yard line. Snap, rush coming, kick is away, and it is a good one. Fair catch called for. Fuller had it go off his shoulder pads. Bulldogs all around it. And McKinley has the ball on the 30-yard line.
Wow.
Chase Fuller back there this time, a different return man. And the ball just hit him on the shoulder pad and bounced off, and McKinley recovers on the 30. And Lake now with no timeouts. That might have put this game away.
Yeah, that's a tough one there. It just becomes a mental thing. They're young high school kids, and you overthink it sometimes. And catching the punt return is one of the toughest things to do. And that was a great punt with a lot of pressure coming in his face. He really boomed that. That was a big play.
And Ryan's been talking tonight about the weird spin on those punts, and I think that one was doing the same thing. Kind of a sideways end over end kind of thing.
It was. That must be really good. The punter is. I'm going to have to ask coach after the game. This is something that they are teaching him to do because the rotation is.
It's bizarre. Bulldogs went to throw it on that play, and Montgomery had to run out to the right and throw it away. So it's 2nd and 10.
Not sure about throwing it there, and maybe take the shot to put it away, but they had no one in the flats. They all ran seam routes. They're all in the end zone, but he didn't have a chance to get rid of it.
So 2nd and 10. That ran handful of seconds off the clock. Nino Hill in there now to the right of Montgomery. He gets the ball up the middle. Arms around it and pushing forward to the 25-yard line. 5-yard pickup for McKinley. The clock will run. That was Johnson and not Hill.
Yeah, if I'm a McKinley here, you want to make a statement also. You want to line up and run the ball right at him and show him, hey, we can do the same thing, and you're going to have to be able to do this come playoffs also. But
Bulldogs with a 3rd and 5 now on the Lake 25-yard line. They come to the line of scrimmage with 13 on the play clock, 5:14, clock running. McKinley up 35-21. Montgomery in the pistol. Again, trips right, one to the left side, and they're going to throw it out there. It's caught by Britt in the flat, and he was going to go down in bounds, but then he pushed forward. It's close to a first down. Clock will continue to run. I think he's a little bit short.
He did stay in bounds, which is huge.
And it's going to be 4th down. So that was like best case scenario almost for McKinley. They caught the pass, stayed in bounds, and are just short of the first down. It's 4th and inches, and the clock running at 4:35. They're going to line up in the same formation. Montgomery hands it off up the middle. Johnson, first down inside the 15 and down to the 11-yard line. So the Bulldogs in the RG Drake red zone with 4:25 to go and a 14-point lead. We'll have it 1st and 10 on the 11. And the clock will start.
Ball's at the 11-yard line, 1st and 10.
Montgomery and his 3 receivers all over at the far sideline. They come out and bunch on the right side. Quincy comes down by himself to the left. Johnson set up to the right of Cam Montgomery in the backfield. Johnson another handoff, and he's going to be hit. Tries to spin away, but they're going to get him in the backfield. They might give him the line of scrimmage. Last man up, Ryan Lippy for the Blue Streaks. But now we're at 3:40 and the clock continuing to run. McKinley up by 14 points, and they have it 2nd and 10 on the Lake 11. And the Blue Streaks with no timeouts remaining. Again, Montgomery and the 3 receivers over on the far side of the field. 8 on the play clock as they get to the huddle. I think they're going to have to call a timeout here unless they get it done very quickly. Down to 2, down to 1, and a timeout called by the Bulldogs with 3:11 to go. McKinley 35, Lake 21. We'll take a break. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
By choosing Life Care Family Health and Dental in Canton as your medical home, you'll have access to a variety of integrated health services, including dental, vision, women's health, children's health, and behavioral health. Life Care's goal is to provide comprehensive and coordinated medical care to maximize health outcomes for you and your family. If you are sick, we have same-day appointments for our current patients. For information on how to become a new patient, visit lifecarefhoc.org.
This is high school football on
At Life Care Family Health and Dental, you will never get turned away.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
.3:11 to go in the fourth quarter. McKinley
Balls at the 11-yard line, second down.
with a 35-21 lead on the Sardis scoreboard. Paramount Elite Player of the game coming up at the conclusion of this one. This time McKinley comes out with two receivers on either side. And Johnson to the left and Montgomery in the pistol. 2nd and 10, Bulldogs. They'll flip it ahead to a man coming around the end, and he's going to be dropped for a loss back on the 15. So they'll lose 4 more there. That was Stephon Thomas who took the flip. It's actually a forward pass, so if the ball hits the turf, it's just incomplete.
Yeah.
But it will run us under 2.5 minutes or so. And McKinley with a 3rd and 15 now on the late 15-yard line. 3rd and 14. Britt and Hill go out to the right. Thomas also out there. Quincy near side left. Montgomery back to throw. Blitz is on. Throw down the middle into traffic and incomplete. Deflected.
Christopher.
And the ball hits the turf in the end zone. And it'll be 4th down. And the Bulldogs will bring the field goal team in for about a 32-yard attempt here with 2:20 to go. Minkowski missed from this distance in the first half.
Bulldogs lining up for a field goal attempt. Looks like it's going to be a 32-yard field goal attempt by
Minkowski 2 out of 5 on the season.
Oh, he's risky here on snaps and everything on plays like this.
Good snap, ball down. Kick is on the way. Has the distance, and it hit the right upright. No good. So it hits the upright from 32 yards, and that will give it back to Lake on their own 20-yard line with 2:16 to go. They have no timeouts remaining, and McKinley with a 35-21 lead. McKinley will be at Jackson next week. And Lake will be at Hoover. So that'll be another big one for both of those teams, all 4 of those teams.
Yeah, just another week in the Federal League.
On first down, give up the middle, and it is Matson out to the 23, 24-yard line. Hoping maybe they can bust one here with McKinley looking pass. But they only pick up about 3 yards there, and the clock running, 2 minutes to go. McKinley up 35-21. Luke Whitaker is the quarterback. Throws to the near side. It is through the hands of the receiver. Brady Summers couldn't hang on the near sideline. That'll bring up 3rd and 7 with 1:50 to go. So Lake without their top 2 quarterbacks and their top receiver tonight. They've had their struggles offensively, but they've also made some good plays. Here's a catch over the middle and close to a first down. That catch by Luke McClure, the senior, takes it out to the 30, and that will be a Lake first down.
Yeah, Lake's definitely not giving up here, but you look at the scoreboard, you read this in the paper tomorrow morning. Lake played a lot better than what this score looks.
Here's a run up the middle and lots of room and nearly a fumble. It looked like McClellan there was going for the strip on Matson. But he's able to take it out to the 43 for another first down. Clock running, 1:20 to go in the ball game. Lake down 14 from their own 43 with a 1st and 10. Play action, throw to the near side. Diving attempt and incomplete. Incomplete. That was Michael Maglione going down to try to pull it in, but ball hit the turf. It'll be 2nd and 10 with 1:09 to go.
Ball's at the 43-yard line, 2nd down.
And back to throw. Far side it goes and broken up at the last minute and almost intercepted. Intended for Summers. And I think that was Brian Ingram back there who broke the pass up, and it nearly fell into the hand.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our sports broadcasts of high school football and basketball on the Q92 Sports Network.
Get into SARTA and get SARTA Smart. There are several ways to ride SARTA. Pay your fare the way you want. Use our Easy Fare app to get your ticket on the go. Tap to pay with SARTA Score and Touchdown cards. You can even pay with exact change in cash. The price is right and you can purchase at any of our transit centers. Tickets start as low as $1.50 per ride, or you can get a 30-day pass for $45. That's how you get into SARTA and get SARTA Smart. Visit sartaonline.com/smart.
Q92 Sports is your home for the best in high school and Mount Union football. Be sure to follow us all season long on our social media. Just follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. We drop photos and videos from all of our football broadcasts, both high school and Mount Union. You can also see what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we always follow you back. Be sure to follow Q92 Sports on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
RG Drag, Stark County's premier career center, offers programs that prepares its students at the high school level for careers and continued education beyond high school. Upon completion, RG Drag students have an immediate opportunity to obtain a well-paying job in many exciting career fields. We offer everything from culinary, dental assisting, engineering, sports turf and landscape, welding, and so much more. Contact RG Drag to find a program and career that's the perfect fit for you. RG Drag, where careers begin.
The Q92 Sports Network brings you more high school football and basketball games than anyone else, by far. But did you know that you can go back and listen to our broadcast again? Simply go to the Q92 radio page on SoundCloud. We posted the games we broadcast for everyone to go back and relive. We have playlists filled with our high school football broadcasts from 2016 to this season. So go to SoundCloud now, follow Q92 Radio, and listen. And thank you for listening to all of our
the right people on to start with.
And basketball on the Q92
And let's see.
Network.
Coming out for the handshakes. The referee has not really made a signal here, but it looks like that's going to do it. As McKinley takes a knee, the clock runs down, and this one will go in the win column for the Bulldogs. So it wasn't easy, but McKinley will come out with a 35-21 victory. We'll come back to wrap it up after a timeout. You're listening to High School Football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
Football fans,
Yeah, I think we gave a shout out to the punter.
Sports is your home for the best in high
Too
school
much hard
and
hitting
Mountain
to
football.
I
You should
like
follow us all season long
Cam
on our
Montgomery
social
just staying
media.
under control and
Just
just
follow
being a leader
Q92
tonight.
Sports on
Not
Facebook,
making mistakes, had
Instagram,
some big
and
plays
Twitter.
after those
We drop
turnovers.
photos and videos from all of our
just a
football
good leader,
broadcasts, both high school and Mountain
TD
Union.
passes.
We also see what games we'll be broadcasting week to week, and we
took care of the ball.
always
He's
follow
just a
you
smart
back.
kid. They
Be
said he's
sure
an
to
Ivy
follow
Leaguer?
Q92 Sports on
Yeah.
Facebook,
Oh, yeah. That's what
Instagram,
he's
and
looking.
Twitter, and stay connected to the Q92 Sports Network.
Sarshone Auto Group is Ohio's fastest growing automotive group with 6 locations in Northeast Ohio, featuring
doing?
top brands like
Good.
Chevy,
This is Aaron.
Ford, Ram,
Aaron.
Jeep,
Brian.
Dodge, and more.
Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you.
Experience the fast, friendly, no-pressure approach to car buying that makes Sarshone truly different. Visit Sarshone today or
Tell them
see the
about
selection
you
of
got 30 seconds
thousands
to
of
tell them
new
about
and
the
used
goalposts
vehicles at
in Nashville.
Sarshone.com. Sarshone Auto Group, an official partner of the Cleveland Browns.
This is high school football on Q92, presented by Sarshone Auto Group.
We are back at Lake with the Blue Streaks and the Bulldogs wrapping it up. McKinley with a 35-21 lead or victory. The Bulldogs go to 6-2 on the season. Lake falling to 5-3. McKinley 5-0 in Federal League play, and so they're assured of at least a tie for a Federal League championship. And Lake with their third loss in conference, 35-21, our final. And our Paramount Elite player of the game. We really didn't have a huge offensive player with huge numbers or anything like that tonight, but the McKinley quarterback was on target all night long and had 2 touchdown passes tonight to give him 11 for the season. And he was the best player on the field in my estimation, while being maybe the least flashy player on the field.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, absolutely. Just a true leader. That's what I see. Doesn't make the mental mistakes, keep the kids under control, keeps the teammates under control. And you see leadership, and that's what I saw tonight, and when he needed to make the big play after the turnover to Lake, he made the big play, made the throws, doesn't force anything, just a good all-around ball player. He's fun to watch.
Cam Montgomery, our Paramount Elite player of the game tonight, as Cam McKinley beats Lake in this Federal League matchup. So thanks to everyone involved. Thanks to Ryan Rainsbury back at the studios, Ryan Bevere on the sidelines, my partner Brian Beatty. My name is Clint Scroggs. Again, our final tonight from Lake. McKinley 35, Lake 21. You've been listening to high school football presented by the Sarshone Auto Group on Q92.
And now
Q92.
Hey, knock one more. Can we go fish shopping?
We made it. Yeah.
Oh, I saw that text in the morning.
Yeah. Because of all the traffic and everything. And they were riding it and they were hearing all this noise and sirens and that police escort down the road.